Welcome. This is a recording of adults playing or talking about tabletop games. This means that adult language and/or themes may occur within that could be seen as inappropriate for younger audiences. Thank you.
Well, I mean, we're going to see because I don't know how to start. You guys,
Excuse me.
the camera pans down, all right? And the party is standing on the outskirts of what looks like a destroyed city. Think like Apocalypse. So you're outside of a small building with a large set of double metal doors. And it's just like a small bunker. All you can see is a double set of metal doors with like a rubber seal down the middle. To the side of it, let me check my skeleton. To the side of it is... Oh no, we got to explain why you guys are here first. So I'm going to stop explaining the door.
So that's okay. So basically,
Yeah.
that's where we are. How did we get
Yeah.
here? I want to know how we
Yeah.
got here.
But I realized I was going on into the part where they start making choices,
Yeah.
which isn't good. So we're still in the cinematic. So you guys are outside of this bunker, these double metal doors. To your right stands a tall, almost barbarian tribesman. On his hip is a giant, ornate, elegant, crazy, like ray gun pistol. He's got 8 dudes with him. What looks like his second in command is another tall guy with a really badass longsword. Everybody else is just straight up barbarian. They got clubs and crappy, rusty short swords, and so this is where you guys start off. I guess
We're
I'll
all
just
together?
Yeah, we're all together.
Except I guess Bjarn, who's off shitting himself.
Oh, okay.
He's still on the ship. So you guys are rogue traders, right? I don't actually know everybody's background. You guys are all together. You're rogue traders. You were on a supply run to the Imperial outpost outside of Rilgar, which is the planet you're currently on. You bring food, water, medical supplies, stuff like that. You get enough money to keep your ship running for a while. While you were there, the Imperial commander, who doesn't have a name, I'm not good at this yet. The Imperial commander, we'll just call him Imperial commander, he doesn't matter. The Imperial commander was explaining to you guys that the planet below you used to be a thriving civilization, and a series of wars destroyed damn near everything. It's a complete wasteland. At this point, the only meaningful resource it has to offer the Imperium is people. So every 10 years, the Imperial Guard shows up and they draw a tithe of citizens for the meat grinder. This last time, the tithe was about half the size of what it usually is, which is not okay. And about 6 months after picking them up, all of the, like 90% of the people that were conscripted disappeared, which is not easy to do. We don't know how it happened. It's a big issue in the sector. So he offers you guys enough money to keep your ship running for another couple months and unlimited trading access to this outpost if you will go down to the surface and figure this out. So, you're greedy, you guys accept, and you shuttle down to the biggest tribe in the area, which is Jean-Luc's tribe, the guy with the crazy big badass pistol. That's the only firearm you see in the area, by the way, which is why he's the chief. And he explains to you that the tithe has been diminished because there's been a lot of rebellion recently, a lot of violence, and I mean it's a nasty world. There's a lot of violence, but more violence than recently. And the only way that he thinks he can get the tithe back to what it needs to be and provide this planet's tithe is for you guys to infiltrate this bunker where the rebellion's leadership is and take them all out. But he got one firearm. Yeah, John, as many questions as possible.
Is this because I'm fairly familiar, but I'm not sure. So this is like Borderland Death World, or like?
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, it's
Okay. So because I don't know
Nuclear-
at what point do you qualify like Death World is?
No, it's like these people are barely struggling to survive. The largest tribe has like maybe 5,000 or 6,000 people.
And the overall technology is like Native American 1700s.
Yeah, basically.
type
But every
kind
once in a while, somebody will come across an disturbed cache of technology, which
and
is
that's
how
why Jean-Luc is
badass pistol.
badass because he's got the pistol.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a great civilization, but nukes destroyed everything, and now it's a desert, nasty wasteland. Think Fallout, Zach, you know it. So you guys come down to it's actually Native American is a pretty good descriptor for it. They're living in tents in like destroyed buildings and stuff. And he says, "You guys help me take out this bunker." They managed to find some pre-war technology, so we can't really get in there and take them out. If you guys help us take them out, 10 years come by, we'll easily do our tithe again. So the promise of money and riches, yeah.
So if there's buildings and stuff, at one point this was a much more civilized area.
Yeah, this was high tech for a
Okay.
while. Sorry, I thought I said
No,
that.
no problem. I might have missed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the 40K, everything is falling apart. This place was great.
Right.
Everybody fucked up, nuked it, and now it sucks.
I'm asking
You guys
some
are
things
in-
that I probably know, but I'm saying it for the benefit of everyone.
No, I want as many questions
Yeah,
as
yeah.
possible because I don't have your skill in explaining things.
That's fine.
So, as it stands now, you guys are on your way to this bunker with Jean-Luc to eliminate all the rebels
Okay.
and bring things back to the status quo.
So Jean-Luc is the
Chieftain of the largest tribe in this area.
that's still loyal to the Emperor.
Yes. Yeah.
so he's not that traitor guy that we're starting.
No, he's
I
taking
understand
us
what
to.
You don't know the name of the traitors.
find the traitors.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
just a rebellion. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're
okay.
tasked with
Yeah.
basically putting down the rebellion, and he's going to help us because he's still faithful.
Yeah, the Imperium does not care who's in charge. They just want their men to fight the war, and he is the one who's currently most in charge. So the quickest way for you guys to get what you want and get your money and get out of here is to help him.
He's basically like a wilderness guide for us, I guess.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and he's got 8 of his guys to help you take out these.
So I think
So,
one thing
Bear
we
Grylls?
should do, Stephen, before once we get to back to where we originally saw ourselves, is have everyone
Mhm.
tell who we are and stuff like that. Because I actually don't know Zach or Nate's story.
Yeah, I only got to read a bit.
I just
of
helped
their...
them build their characters. I didn't get to
Yeah.
learn it.
Yeah, no, I am okay with
Okay.
as many intrusions as possible.
Okay, cool. So is that everything? Are we back to the doors and we can go over characters, or do you have more stuff for us?
Tribe leader is Jean-Luc. His second in command is Worf. He's the dude with the big long sword. You guys want to kill the rebels. You're outside of a bunker. Everything's fucked up.
Awesome. Okay, so I guess we go back to the panning after the flashback. I guess we see the characters. Since we're doing that, Kitara, Kiro, you want to introduce yours? We'll do Kiro, Nate, me, Zach.
That means I have to pull out a worksheet and do things.
Well, you have enough time as Kiro goes over who her character is. So basically, this is a visual information and what we basically are good at and bad at.
Have you guys ever seen the Escaflowne movie?
Yes. But I'm an Escaflowne nerd,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, so am I.
I
So
thought you
here,
did
I'll
both
find a
of
Kiro,
picture.
you and I are like the only people that know Escaflowne.
All right. So I am a barbarian, sort of
What do
not
what do you look
techie,
like?
but like
Tell me what,
Yeah,
tell
do
us
you
what you
want to
look
share
like.
your token name or your token picture?
yeah. Let me pull it up here. Because I sort of linked it a bit ago.
What you
but-
can do, Stephen, is if you go to the journal, remember how I told you about how you can
On
drag
Roll20?
out people? Yeah, on Roll20, how you can drag people out. So we're all sitting on that Rogue Trader screen. If you want, you can drag out our tokens and then expand them to like a large image so that everyone can see.
On the flash screen, the Rogue Trader screen?
Yeah, with the ship going
Okay,
through the
cool.
warp.
Yeah.
I know that we picked tokens, but I imagined my character more like what I just linked to you guys.
Okay.
Um,
I don't...
but female and with like a shirt.
So you're straight up feral world, like barbarian.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But you still have the weaponry.
Yeah, but I have a spear. And is that electrified? I can't remember.
No.
Or is it just regular spear right now? Okay, it's regular spear right now, but I want it to be electrified at some point. But I've got like dark long hair and it's like braided, and I've got like a tunic, like a black tunic, and then I've got that fur around my waist with the scarf thing, and then I've got like the guard on my arm, and you know, kind of like that picture. Pretty
I
straightforward.
don't know how to put that on Roll20, so you'll have to just explain it.
What?
I don't know how
Oh,
to put
this
that picture up
picture?
on the Roll20.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
so
picture.
maybe link it to
that I
your.
picked.
Yeah. And then I've just added the other players' tokens to the Roll20.
I know which one Vercinix is.
Right.
I have a bit of broken speech, so I'm going to terribly attempt to roleplay that every once in a while. Hopefully it's not awful. I'm going to
You're going to
try.
be
But...
up against John, who's going to be very faithfully role-playing.
He's
Orc,
going to
too.
be like
He's-
super
I am
good.
so not
He's
doing
going
a
to be
full
super
Cockney
good at his
accent.
roleplaying, and I'm going to be really bad. But but it's going to be like my really shitty Russian accent, so bear with me. I have to get into it, but
You
that's
have a
pretty much-
broken Russian accent.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
that's
describe
gonna be
yourself,
fast.
but Kiro, what's your background? Or Kitara?
I basically have
How did you join the group?
Severe amnesia, and I'm trying to learn more about myself and figure out about my previous life before being found. So
And your pathway to this is killing a shit ton of people and making a bunch of money for the rogue traders?
I need money to travel, dude.
Alright. I'm cool with it.
It's you can't travel without money.
And they have a
Plus,
ship.
yeah, plus they have a ship, and I can travel with them to location and kind of see the world and like explore the world. Because I've lived on, like I said, I had a severe amnesiatic state where I lived on a savage planet. So like technology and stuff fascinates me because I don't remember it at all. So
So you're just out trying to find yourself.
yeah, pretty much. See if I know anybody or if anybody knows me, and
Cool.
I don't know. So that's kind of the life story.
Anybody else itching to go?
Nate's next.
Okay.
Oh yeah, just the order I put them up in.
So y'all can see my character. I am of the female varieties. Changed the hair color to red, and we're more on par with what I had imagined. So there's that. I forgot what questions I have to answer.
What do you
Tell
look
us
like?
Who you are, how they met you,
Yeah, what do you
why
look
you're
like?
with them.
How are you with us, and what you're good at?
Okay. So I look just like the picture, but red hair. Maybe a
I'm
little
taking care of that, don't worry.
Oh, Photoshop already? All right. Oh, God.
Oh, Nate, I
No.
think you're skinny at like 60.
Oh, God. No, that's horrible.
Were
Make
you
it go
picturing that
away.
shade of red?
No! Make it go away, please. Oh, that's horrible. I can't look
About
at
like that.
Raggedy Ann style.
No.
Yeah, they have a lot of good red hair colors. Anyway,
Okay,
your
anyways.
character's background.
Okay, so there's that with red hair. How do I know everybody?
Yeah, how did you join the group?
I forgot. I answered this question somewhere, and I
Yeah, on the
forgot.
PDF. It's the reason why you were here.
Yeah, let me go dig that up. I forgot where I put
Somebody
it.
else
so-
want to jump in while
Yeah.
he's looking?
Gotta, so-
Zach, you're actually one of the rogue traders, so tell us about your ship and you and your partnership with
Yarn.
Bjorn.
My partner here, well, it's a ship. That's about all I know about it. It was his. He actually hired me a while back for a different job, and I'm just still here.
Okay.
Well, as a rogue trader, why don't you have a ship? Did something happen to yours, or
I can't answer that question.
Yeah.
My guy wants a ship really badly.
so he's
So this
from a
was-
rogue trader family that was kind of down on their luck?
So this is as close as he gets. My guy's actually kind of the thief-like persuasion, and so he has a tendency of liberating things that don't belong to him. Most notably, a ship at one point, which is how Bjarn got wind of him and hired him because he'd stolen one and then managed to do it without getting caught.
What's your name?
Oh, right. My character's name is Cecil Nobody. Cecil C. Nobody.
Oh Jesus!
To go with the most obnoxious thing I could think of for a stealthy character.
Okay.
He also at some point changed his name because of that that one of
Ship
his
stealing.
yeah, so that nobody would be able to track him down as easily.
Grand Theft Space, I guess.
Grand Theft Spaceship.
Yeah. Okay, Nate, you got your thing ready, or you want
Yeah.
to go?
I have it. So apparently, I was being a smartass with myself when I was writing this. Reason why I'm here because this is a new RPG. Being a smartass with myself, so fuck me over now. And then I also put task force has the potential to change the world in a good way, so I'm in on it. I guess. I don't know, like trying to
So you're a good guy, sister, because you're a sister of battle, right? And they're like basically space nuns that fuck shit up.
Yeah. So like trying to unfuck the world a little bit, make it a little bit better of a place.
So,
It's
like, you ever
kind
seen
of fun.
Hitman? You know, like the Hitman 2 with all like the battle nuns in the trailer. Ah.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there's a
Sorry, bro.
video game, Hitman, right? Everyone knows the video game at least.
I've heard of it. but
Okay,
I played
so
it.
in one of the trailers, it was like Hitman 2 or Hitman 3. I don't know. I never played any of the games. There's like this whole trailer with like nuns wearing black spandex, but with like assault rifles, wearing like hooker shoes. It's awesome.
Oh, dear.
Just saying,
Okay.
your character, at least how I see it, is like that in the future,
Yeah, except
Yeah, but with, like,
badass
bad
armor
luck.
and a
and
automatic,
without like an '80s like haircut,
so
female
do you have
rock
an
star haircut.
explanation for why you don't have your power armor and your bolter, or just like are you disgraced or something?
Do you have? I don't know why I don't. I couldn't afford power armor, is why I technically don't have.
Well, yeah, because you'd be way overpowered right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Can't
Nate,
like
basically, Sisters of Battle basically are equipped like Space Marines when they're full-fledged members. The two options that Steven and I kind of came up with your characters is either you are disgraced, which means that you are on a pilgrimage, like a suicidal pilgrimage, or you're on your last trial to prove yourself to the Emperor.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
So you're not a
That
full
sounds
battle
less
sister
like
yet.
a shitty. Yeah, I'm getting there.
The last step.
So you got pretty cool armor and a pretty nice assault rifle, but not the full-blown automatic rocket launcher yet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I have a chainsword and all that badass shit. So.
And so, since we're on the periphery of the known space, that's why you're with us, is so that you can bring
See
the
the
word
world
of
and
the
do good
Emperor
deeds.
to all the heretics out there via a giant chainsword.
Sure, we'll go with that. Mine was by a redhead badass trying to save the world, but you know,
Galaxy.
The
Yes.
world's
my tagline is
Worlds.
"I'm here to fuck
Yeah.
shit up and party."
Awesome.
and now Mekog.
Right.
Oh,
Listen
and
up.
I am Alyson Watson.
My name's
Allison.
Mekog. Ernie bad. Nate starts laughing. stand at a righteous 7'6", 400 stones. I don't know if stones are actually a thing in this universe.
Yeah, I think you would weigh
anymore.
like
Yes,
4,000
they are.
pounds now.
Yeah, right?
So fucking
I'm like, what's a stone?
400 pounds.
Stone's like 16 pounds.
And while you might all think,
which we no longer
6.35
use.
you might all think that I'm not quite all smart in the head, this red eye of mine, it makes me smarter than you actually know. I'm better than any of you all with any of the mechanicry of this grand ship that I've been put in charge of.
Now do you want to repeat that in English?
Yeah. So, long story short, I am a 7'6", 400-pound green orc.
Bullshit, 400 pounds, my ass. You are 5,600 pounds.
Yeah, and I
Right.
just did the math.
Yeah,
Bullshit, you weigh more than my Forerunner.
yeah. I'm working on it. So basically,
Well,
what
actually,
I
you might be close to that because you have plate metal armor.
yeah, I have giant
like stapled
yeah.
to your body.
So I'm basically your average like Warhammer 40k orc, which are significantly bigger than any human being known to man, and that's why I'm like 7'6". But like realistically, because I literally have metal grafted to my like almost majority of my body, like literally it's like in my bones and shit. I'm like wannabe Wolverine do-it-yourself kit.
I was gonna say, are you Wolverine?
Yeah, I'm like do-it-yourself Wolverine kit in Warhammer 40k universe. So like I never got it around the bones. It's just like grafted straight onto the bones through my skin. And I had this giant like green orbital eye as the picture shows. And what that actually is there's a particular group within the Imperium. We won't go into all of the details, but I basically ripped this from their skull and stuck it in my own, and it made me a little bit smarter. And what it also did was it made me listen and be much more docile than I normally am. And when I was almost put down by a bunch of Imperium guards, Bjorn realized my natural talent and decided that he was going to recruit me instead, because having a 7'6" orc of doom is an awesome thing to have on your team. And with that, I've officially renamed Bjorn Little Boss. And I do anything and everything he says without question or pause, minus maybe instantly shooting myself in the head. I got that much down that's probably a bad idea, but beyond that, I'm down. Also, I really hate humans. I really hate, at least for the series of this campaign, I put up with all three of you for the sheer sake of Bjorn said that I should. And at least as far as I've heard from Bjorn, because he was literally puking and shitting himself from both, both overseas going at the same time. The message I heard was take care of them. So I'll try to make sure you don't die during this session. But beyond that, no promises. Oh, and if there's mechanical shit, it's mine.
I'm super fascinated by your mechanical parts.
Yeah, and I got that cool like.
And I'm always just sitting there like staring at you, like looking up, like oh.
Yeah. Awesome. And so what I'm good at machinery. So like, and like, you guys have maybe like once or twice seen me like fix shit, which really consists of me like ripping wires out of something and then it working, or like hitting it with like a wrench and it working.
John, do you think it would ruin your character if I spend 10 seconds and explain how the orcs as a species came about?
No. Go. If you want, I can kind of explain it if you'd like.
Well, like, the old ones?
They don't know the old ones. I do.
No, I was asking you.
Yeah, I know the old ones.
Then yeah, you can explain it. That's fine.
Okay, so we won't go into the super old ancestry, but basically there's this super intelligent, super powerful alien race that at one point in time created all the species, and it supposedly created human species as well. The orc was originally invented by them as a format of creating a super race of combat soldiers, because they can literally, like, I think I told you guys when we were creating characters, like, if, like, I have my head cut off and we put it on top of a body that is missing its head, my head will graft itself onto the orc's body. So it's really fucking hard to kill orcs. And also they're giant, they're super chaotic, like combat warriors. However, the old ones didn't quite like tweak and fix the shit before they disappeared from the universe. And so they never like calmed me the fuck down as a race. So we're basically like, our number one thing is combat, blood, and like gore. And like,
except for the fact that you're a mech boy and you have a genetic ability to understand technology.
So basically the way it works is that like basically like the way that they did it is they grafted mushrooms and spores to animals, and that's how orcs kind of like ultimately evolved itself into what they are now. And because of that, because we all come from like the innate like like basically we're all like of one mind, like through our DNA, I have evolved, like I as a mech boy, which is like a technological orc, am familiar with technology of any orc that's ever come in contact with technology in the universe. At least
so
within
you're like a Borg kind of thing?
Kind of like a
some
Borg.
Zergling...
Not telepath, but yeah, like he has innate knowledge.
Yeah, it's deeply ingrained. Like I can see a piece of technology that I've never seen before, and I'm like, I can fix it. You know, like
Salmon instinctively knows to swim upriver. He instinctively knows how to build a bomb.
Right. And so, like, I have a special technique in my character sheet that specifically states, just to kind of give you an idea of what I can do. I have a technique called Tinker, And it says you can make a device do something different from its original purpose. For example, a blaster becomes a bomb. A scanner becomes a signal booster for a radio transmission. A music player becomes a battery for another device. The effect, blah, 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 blah. So I can basically, like, fuck with almost anything and turn it into what I want. Or, like, if things, like... basically, like, does anyone know MacGyver? My orc is basically, like, a idiot savant MacGyver.
On steroids and PCP.
On PCP.
What an idiot.
Yeah. So...
What an idiot.
So that's kind of like how my character works. And the reason, so I already said the reason I'm here, and basically, like, my mentality is that, like, by following Bjorn, he's gonna make me bigger and badder and stronger, because by following him, I'm gonna get to kill a bunch of things. And that's super awesome. And I got a ship to play with, which is way cool, because not every orc gets to play with their very own ship.
Okay, so does anybody have any questions about each other's characters or the planet or the reason they're there or any of the characters, or you just want to jump into making choices?
Making choices!
Okay,
Yay!
cool. So,
Okay,
so tell us again what we're looking at. So we're all standing
Yes.
outside a bunker?
So yeah, Jean-Luc has... Why am I getting feedback?
Is it for me?
I think it's
yeah,
Zach.
I think it's Pika.
I can hear somebody.
How about now?
Hello.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still coming through.
Yeah.
No,
It adds some, like...
we're hearing like the
circumstance.
last like second of anything we say, Zach. But I think it's is it only Steven?
No, I heard you definitely, John. It's better now.
Okay, apparently it's fixed. Anyways.
Never mind. Okay, so yeah,
Oh,
Jean-Luc
that's
has
because
let you...
Zach's muted.
Now you're muted.
I muted my mic.
Okay.
Jean-Luc has led you guys from the main camp through this destroyed city and past, destroyed skyscrapers and desert, nasty environments to the edge of the city. And you find a small bunker about the size of like a normal house, and the only visible entrance or window or anything on the outside is a pair of doors about 8 feet tall, and they're like, each one is about 5 foot wide, so like 10 feet wide, and they're solid, like look like steel, so plas steel or some futuristic steel, and they meet in the middle with about a 4-inch gap that's just like a rubber seal. Off to the side, you see a small keypad, and it's got, I had it in my skeleton, it's got like the full alphabet on it, the Imperial alphabet, and then it's got 3 commands. You see the words open, help, and status.
I'll push buttons. Just
Any
randomly.
particular buttons?
Yeah, I'll let her do that, and I'm gonna just kind of like sit back and watch her.
Oh, I also need to mention there is. Oh, never mind, because Bjorn's not there. There's a small data jack under the keyboard, but if he's not there to work with the computers, it doesn't matter. And there's an LCD screen, so it's a little panel with an LCD screen and a keyboard. And Kiro pressed a bunch of random buttons, and you just hear a bunch of beeping, and nothing happens.
I'm just like playing that one song that everybody knows, Do 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 do.
Jean-Luc kind of looks at you guys like, we're trying to, like, you gotta get us in. What is she doing?
I'd like to roll a performance.
I'm just
check.
pushing buttons.
You don't have performance.
You
Oh,
don't
wait.
have performance checks.
He's got a keyboard.
That does not happen here.
I'm doing the performance apparently right now.
Well, then, in this case, I will just stand next to the orc and wait.
Okay. So like I'll give Ren enough point so like or
I'm not
Ren. Kiro, Kitara. I'll give Kitara like enough time to go do 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 do, and like at that point I like kind of like you hear like this like grinding sound as like the metal is like as I like kind of shift my bulk off the door, and I step forward and I'm like, right, move aside, little one, and I like reach down and I just want to grab the panel and like kind of hook my I have this power claw and I want to like hook my power claw into like the side of the panel and peel it away so I can get to the wires on the inside.
Oh dear God.
So you're not gonna mess with the help, status, all those buttons. You're just
Fuck that! I'm
plunge
going
them
straight
right
to
in
the
there.
mechanics. I'm gonna start dealing with the wires.
I was gonna try, but apparently I don't get that option.
I mean, like,
Nope.
ideally, I don't want to like damage it, but like realistically, I'm an orc, so I'm pretty sure I fuck it up.
I kind of grumble and growl as he pushes me aside.
And ultimately, I want to like do an intelligence like mechanical roll to like fuck with the
You're
wires to
trying to get it
override
open,
it.
right?
Yeah, I basically
Even
want to
though
just
we
like
could've just
short
pressed
circuit it,
open.
like short circuit it so the door's open.
You could have tried to press open, yeah.
There was an open button.
Yeah, there was an open help and status button.
I can't read.
Yeah.
That's not on my character
Anybody
sheet.
Try and get John to? Anybody try and want to get Mekog to put it back, or just let him continue
Nope.
his roll?
Nope.
How am I gonna
Yeah,
fight an
put-
SUV with legs?
Stop the 400-pound, 7'6" orc from doing what he wants.
No.
Do it.
Try it.
Do it.
6,000 pounds.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that'll be what?
6,000 pounds.
Probably an intellect roll.
Yeah, it's
Or-
gonna be so that would be like an intellect, but I wanna get at least one asset because I'm gonna say like I don't really have like specifically like because like I have identify machine and understand machine and use machine, so basically I want to use machine
Okay.
to basically like fuck with the mechanics and open the door.
Okay. So, do I need to tell you guys what level difficulty it is, right?
You don't have to. I can just do a roll and you would know basically the difficulty is ×3.
Yeah.
And basically, you look at my roll.
So, do your roll. Yeah, you fail. The panel just sparks a little bit, and you stand there looking dumbfounded.
I ripped the entire panel off from the thing. Like I get like really pissed, and I grab like the hand that's not in the power claw, and I like want to like rip it from the thing.
Okay, you hear from just above the door an automated female voice repeat the words, entry error, facility lockdown.
Good
I
job,
get-
fucking orc. You fucked it up.
So wait, so Steven, that was a
There's still wires and stuff. I
that
guess
was
you guys can just try again.
a difficulty 5?
4. That was a
4?
4.
But
You
then
did
I have a
12.
-1 to that, so that would have been a 9.
Ah, okay. Well, then I don't know how that works yet. So yeah, that would be a
Technically,
difficulty 3.
if you tell us the difficulty, it'll automatically tell you success or fail. But if you
I
don't
thought
want to do
about-
that, then you just
I
have
thought
to
about
mentally
making it
know
a
that.
difficulty 5 because you guys just jumped right to tearing the panel off. But you and I decided on a difficulty 4, so we'll stick with that, and you guys succeed.
Okay,
The
I
doors-
just wanted to
doors-
confirm that like because I'm like, that's a really hard difficulty for a first thing
Yeah,
in
no,
the
I
campaign.
was thinking that you beat it. You were down by 1. I thought it was a
Yeah.
difficulty 4.
Because that's what
I
the
didn't realize
trained
that the
is
trained-
it takes
yeah.
it down by 1.
Told you guys I didn't know the rules that well. Okay,
No problem.
so,
I'm just clarifying.
He succeeds, and the doors slide soundlessly open. It's a dark, quiet room. Not pitch black, but it's dark.
Okay, instead of ripping off the panel and throwing it away, I rip off the panel and I put it in my pack.
Okay. You now have random wires and buttons.
Yes, awesome. I got more parts. and then like probably like out of like normal orc fashion, I go, right, humies, follow me. And like I kind of like do like this like go ahead inside like to
I'm gonna
everyone.
retcon a little bit.
Yeah.
When you step up, Jean-Luc, Worf, and his 7 buddies, they all step back like, what the fuck?
Awesome.
So now you succeeded, and they're all like, we did ask these guys for help.
Can I consider that like an asset for later? Like in case I try to intimidate them?
Oh yeah, like now they understand.
Just for
you have to
later
be
on that like they kind
Yeah,
of
okay.
they fear me or respect me a little bit, at least as far as technology goes.
They're wary, yeah.
Awesome. That's all I care about, just so I can bring it up and argue it later.
I walk up to the orc and go, nice.
I think I probably like pat him on like the head, but like it's basically
But,
like
he
punching
kinda
him.
knocks- yeah.
So like maybe he stumbles a little bit.
Okay, Zach, roll a speed defense.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, I do like a
Yep,
pat on the
difficulty
back.
10. No, you're good.
Yeah, you're not gonna like hurt yourself, but it's just to see if
Yeah.
you like fall into the dirt or not.
Oh yeah, roll it. Difficulty 1. You gotta roll below 3. You succeed. You kind of like
Stumble
bounce off a little
forward.
bit, but you keep your feet. Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of poke the orc a little bit with my spear, like the bottom half of my spear, and just be like,
I don't even feel it.
it's weird.
I don't even know that it's happening.
How long have you guys known each other? At this
I don't
point?
know. That's why I was kind of curious. Like,
So like at least how I see my orc is like I was probably one of the first ones with Bajorn because like he needed a bodyguard. But like realistically, when we're on the ship, I care so little about human beings that I'm down in the ship like tinkering and fucking with shit that they barely ever see me.
So they might have been around for years and they've met you like 10 times.
Yeah. Like
just whenever you guys
I only
leave the
come
planet
out when
ship.
when he needs some meat.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
like that's the only time I get out of it.
That's what she said.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Because realistically, like because it is dangerous to have an orc, it's not like Bjorn wants me out all the time.
That makes sense.
So like realistically, like because he can't be there to like watch over the other members of his crew, he sends me along to basically be the bodyguard for them. So
Okay, so you
That's
guys are
probably
now
the difference.
standing outside of an open doorway with 9 freaked out looking tribesmen.
and I'm doing like a gracious like half like bowed
Half bow.
like hand thing, like which is really out of like orc character.
So you're blocking like half the doorway.
Well, I mean, like I figure like I'm over where the panel is, so like
Okay.
a quarter of the doorway.
It's a big door.
Yeah, it's I said it was 10 feet wide, right?
I'd like to. So what is our game plan here? We going in then? Like, is
Is it-
You
We
guys
go
got an
inside and we
infiltrating
kill
bunker.
all the humies.
is it
who's all?
dark, light, just a dark hallway?
There's like emergency lighting. Like it looks like this place has seen better days, but you can see.
Ah.
So
Yeah,
it's
just
it's a
Before
pretty.
I step in, I'm gonna say torch, like, because I don't have one. Torch.
No, there's enough lighting that you don't really need a torch. Like if you want to see like fine detail on the wall or something, maybe you would need one. But
Well,
like there's not like deep shadows or anything.
Well, also if everyone doesn't care, like at least out of character, I can see in the dark with
So
because
can
my
I.
eye can see, so I'm okay leading the way if
Zach,
people
you have
want me
like
to.
cybernetic implants. How do you see? in the
I have photo contacts.
Oh yeah, I remember reading that. You're right. Okay. Okay, so what is everybody doing?
And by actually, well, I'll ask you about that later. But so if are the tribesmen coming in with us, or is it just us going in?
No, Jean-Luc said that I've got my guys for backup. We're gonna make sure that they all die, but you guys are running the show. You're the Imperial. You have the technology and the skills. We're relying on you guys.
They're
So they're
basically
pretty much-
they're our support team,
Gotcha. Okay.
but we're
Like the
basically the
support
stars of
of
the
So do you
show.
just want to enter the bunker then, kinda?
If it's fairly light in there, yeah, sure. I'll just walk in.
Okay, so it's kind of like a large room, like a vestibule, and you see off to one side a large tunnel. And there's just 2 large tunnels, one to the left and one to the right. And Jean-Luc steps forward and he's like, we really can't afford to let the rebels escape, so I'm going to take my men down this right tunnel. You guys head down the left tunnel, and we'll meet in the rebel base. Was that a hand, John?
No, I was just moving my mic.
Oh, okay. He doesn't
I'll
wait
put it like
for
this if I
anybody.
need to.
Yeah, he doesn't wait for any of you guys or anything. He just says that, and he starts striding off with his men.
Okay.
Down the
Well,
right tunnel.
is the left tunnel dark?
No, same lighting. You
Okay.
can see. It's not like daylight, but you don't really have any.
So
worry
these are
with
like
the
dim
shadows.
emergency light kind of lighting.
Yeah,
is
they're
what we're
not
getting?
flashing or anything, but
Power
like this
save
facility
mode
has seen
lighting?
better days. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the facility is working, like as an orc. Like,
within
I'm,
reason. Yeah,
I kind of excited because at least there's power flowing through the facility. I know
yeah.
this.
If you would have listened to the lady talking
Right-
about
oh.
the door, she would have
Yeah.
said the facility is on lockdown.
You know, I hate humans so much that I really didn't give a shit that the lady was talking. And that was a retconned voice, technically. I never
That's a good
heard the
point.
lady answer anything.
Good point. But yeah, it's lit. Like doors are working and stuff. The keypad work.
Awesome.
This
Okay.
war was only like 200 years ago.
Okay, so what's our
Totally.
marching order? Zach, are you going first because you're sneaky, or
Sure. Yeah. Can I roll a stealth check?
You can do whatever you want.
so that's a speed check with stealth assets if you want.
I have a stealth button, and
Okay.
I have night cloak. So
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
what's my difficulty?
Do I have to tell you?
No, you can just make them roll.
Okay.
All right.
So, difficulty 0,
one
Yeah,
asset.
the
one
difficulty is 0.
asset, and then do the stealth button, the stealth click,
Yeah.
so that it
Okay.
gives you the extra.
Are you spending any effort or anything? Oh shit,
Nope.
man.
So basically, he disappears in front of us.
Yeah.
Bye,
I'm
guys.
Okay, so you guys all head off down the left tunnel, and one of you is invisible.
Yep.
I'll follow up behind everybody, and I will also do sneaking if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so like
I just roll the thing.
So, at least as an orc, like, if anyone wants to be behind me, you have to motion it because I'm kind of trying to be polite. But if you don't
just gonna
move,
tromp off.
I'm gonna push you out of the way and walk in.
You succeeded, Kiro, by the way.
Okay, so I'm behind everybody, kind of following up.
So you're like behind all of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
being all sneaky.
Let's see, what's Nate's name?
And
Alyson.
Nate, are you just walking?
All right, do you want to be in front of
Yeah,
the
I don't
orc or
have a
behind it?
sneak option. I'll be in front of the orc.
Okay, cool.
I don't have a sneak option.
Blorg. Blorg.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I would like to say, as the orc, I do not sneak whatsoever. And actually, if anything, I'm gonna yell down the hallway and be like, "Right, humies, here I come!" And like, I kind of want to like jog walk down the hall.
His
Well, this
voice
is a
kind of
good
like
thing
his voice faintly echoes back.
Right,
this
humies,
is-
here I come,
Yeah.
come.
Hey, anybody else have any actions, or are we just heading down the hall?
Oh, we're going.
We're going down the hall, apparently. We don't have a
There's
choice.
no stopping that freight train.
It's a down slope at a reasonably steep angle. Like, nobody worries about slipping, but you're heading down. And you guys walk for 3 or 4 minutes, and it's just a completely bland... It almost looks like a security hallway before the bunker itself. There are no exits. There's nothing. You're just heading straight down.
Like-
And after... Like what?
So there's just the lights then? Just
Yep.
the lights
It's
in
a
the center?
bare, empty steel hallway with enough lights where you can see where you're going.
I think probably like 2 minutes in, I probably like yell down the hallway again, and I'm like, "Stop hiding!"
It's a slightly louder reflect or echo, like you're closer to
Awesome.
another wall.
Haha! I did something useful.
Yeah, you open
We're
the
getting
door.
closer.
Okay, so we're just continuing on through the hallway.
I think so.
I'm going.
All right. So after a couple minutes of walking, it's getting colder as you walk. You can feel that you guys you're not like miles below, but you've gone down a decent pace, and you come to a large, not a cavern, but it feels cavernous. It's a large room, and at this point should I describe the room, John? Because this is where
Yeah,
or should
because
I
like we
ask
need
for
to know what the
perception
room looks
checks?
like.
Yeah. Okay.
But like you know what
So-
like obvious.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys fan out. You're in this room. About 10 feet from the entrance to the room, you see scattered across the room rays of light coming down from the ceiling. You can't tell if this is sunlight or artificial light or what. It looks like sunlight, but you're underground. Where's this coming from? So it's basically a nearly empty room with some trash and rubbish and detritus around it. There's some sheet metal laying on the side. There's rocks. It looks like people have been in here in the last 200 years. But the only noticeable immediate things are that this is a large empty room with an exit on the other side, and these shafts of light coming down. Like, you could get through them, but there are a lot of them.
This sheet metal, is it like so? Like I'm imagining like we have like maybe like a 10-foot gap before we reach all these like series of light that we're all able to actually walk into the room.
Mm-hmm. It's like 20
Where's
feet
the sheet
probably.
of metal? I want to check for humans behind it.
Well, actually, that's a good point, because I forgot to mention that. You guys walk in to your right. It's a pretty thick, big panel of sheet metal leaned against the wall, kind of like a lean-to, and there's what looks like maybe not a camp like for a long period of time, but someone stopped and rested here. And off to the other side, there's like just generic trash. There's some sand, like somebody used this as an entry point or something. If anybody wants to roll a perception check, I'll explain more or something. But
I wanna check behind the sheet of metal for
I will
someone
roll
hiding,
a perception check.
i.e., like ripping
don't-
the metal from its location and looking behind it.
okay, so Mekog
Okay.
walks over and just tosses the metal. Where are you tossing it? Anywhere specific? Well, he said it first, so I figure after
I
he
think,
tosses
like-
it, you'll get your roll.
Like I think like I take my power claw and like because like my power claw's on melee and I got like my big gun in the other one, so like I got the gun like ready and I just like whip it like a door away
Which
from
direction?
the wall, like probably out into the room somewhere. I don't give a shit. Like I just want to like see if there's a human, and like I'm so excited that maybe someone's like supposed to be like surprising us, so I can fill them with some holes.
Okay, well, as you toss the metal, you notice that every time it breaks a shaft of light from the far wall, a large bolt is fired into the sheet metal, corresponding to where the light was. This metal is now littered with arrows.
I am severely disappointed.
Yeah. And now you wanted to roll a perception check, Kiro?
Sure. How do I do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's
I guess that would be
perception?
just
Speed
intellect,
check.
right?
Speed.
Yeah. Oh, is that speed? Okay.
Just roll the speed, or do I have to do an edge or
Do
something?
you have anything that you think may help you?
Do you have a
I'll tell you
skill
out
in
of character.
speed?
It's not that hard of a thing, so you don't really need to worry too much.
So like
Do I
basically
what?
you would look at your skills that say like speed, and do you have anything that's like seeing or perception?
I'll just say
No.
flat out, this is difficulty 2, so you don't. Need
I have
that
initiative and sneaking.
No. So basically just over on the left, see the speed button?
Yeah.
You
Just
just
press
that.
the
press
dice.
that. Just
Okay.
press that
Yeah.
speed button.
What'd you get? Yeah, you passed that. You look around and you see nothing.
I was gonna say that
In
probably
the-
because I threw the metal, it would be even a 1 difficulty lower because I gave her an indication on how it works.
Yeah, true.
So
So
explain
around
that a
you, the
little bit.
only thing that was really of note was that large sheet metal. There's like some fabric laying on the ground near where it was. There's generic trash, but nothing you think may be of use. And further out into the room, you notice that each shaft of light on one wall has a corresponding small hole. And this is where those crossbow bolts exited when they slammed into the sheet metal. So this sheet metal is now probably 5 or so feet into the shafts of light, and it looks like a Spartan shield after an arrow rain. Like
But
there's-
everybody already knows that there's bolt holes there, or do
Yeah,
I?
we
no,
can
it
see
was-
the
it was
arrows,
loud,
but
man.
you now know how
Yeah.
it works.
Okay. I will say something about that, like, no light, bolt arrow.
So is the
No
is the sheet metal
light.
pierced? Is it pierced or just dented?
No, this was fairly thick sheet metal. Like the bolts kind of stuck into it because it's kind of rusted and corroded, but you could tell that they haven't penetrated through to the other side. The sheet
So I'm
metal is
gonna-
still kind of leaned up against the wall a little bit.
I'm actually gonna walk over to one of the holes, like, near it, and then I'm gonna, like, sweep the shaft of my spear real fast over through the light.
Through the
I'm
light that
guessing a
corresponds
bolt,
with
like-
that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
And it
basically wanted to
little-
do what I did, but like knowledgeably
To, like, trip
doing
it and make sure that it's, like, a trap.
Okay, you're gonna have to roll a speed test for that to determine if your spear gets hit by the bolt.
Okay,
'Cause-
just a regular speed?
Yeah. 10. Oh, you're safe. It was difficulty 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that you can tell. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. There's a lot of shafts of light kind of evenly spaced throughout the room, and the bolt holes on the opposite wall are staggered at different heights. So depending on which shaft you go through, a bolt at a different height will exit. That's how I wanted to know if you were gonna swing it in a way that would hit your spear or not. The bolt just kind of passes harmlessly past your spear.
slams into the
Yeah,
wall
and
on
then
the other
that's
side.
when I'll say, no light, arrow.
So real quick, are these like really close together, or they? Because you said it was a
You
large room.
feel
right?
like you could probably wiggle through them, but there are a lot of shafts of light in this room. Yeah.
And by I could. Are you directly referring to me, or saying that the 6-ton orc could do it as well?
You might have a little bit of trouble. Maybe if he's real quick and he's real sneaky. Oh, shit.
Nothing that an orc is.
We could just use the giant piece of sheet metal and just, like, run under
Yeah, I was
it
gonna
or
say
through it.
Kiro probably saw something else.
Yeah, but yeah, you're
Oh, did
right.
I?
Yeah,
Okay.
you saw another thing on the far wall, past all these lights, to the left of the exit. There's a panel that looks pretty similar to the one outside of the entrance.
I don't know what it does, though, but I'm fascinated by buttons. So
No touch.
I'm super fascinated by panels, so I'm gonna try sneaking over there.
Okay.
Can
so
I
what
do
if
some
we-
like cool, like acrobatic, like cartwheels and
be-
shit?
Speed check.
That would just be speed, right? Yeah, that would be a speed check.
Speed
so
check to
give me
dodge
whatever.
the arrows.
Okay.
Along the
Or
way.
to avoid triggering them in the first place.
Yeah.
So just a regular, or do I need to change my difficulty?
No, that's
You don't know the
difficulty.
difficulty, so
Yeah.
just do a roll.
Oh.
Unless
okay.
you have something.
Oh no!
GM intrusion!
Ooh.
Prepare to
Ooh.
get speared. A lot.
Ouch! I was
I
not
tripped and
expecting.
fell.
Okay, so Steven, just reminding you, basically you get to do the GM intrusion, but we don't get
And I have to-
XP for it.
Oh yeah,
I don't
because it's from
remember what a
that one.
GM intrusion is.
I get to do whatever the hell I want to you guys.
Well,
Okay.
her.
Well, it's just me.
It's
Well, yeah,
just
true,
her.
true.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, because she rolled the 1, it's all focused on her. It doesn't affect us. I mean, technically it can because it's a trap. So like maybe like she fucks up the trap in some way.
Okay,
but
so describe how you were trying to sneak across.
are you doing like a
I
James
was
Bond
trying to,
laser
like-
beam thing?
Yeah, I was trying to like weave through and like carefully make my way through.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
You just straight up trip. You trip. You fall into, you fall into a shaft of light, but when the bolt hits you, it hits you in such a way that you spin around and you fall through another shaft of light.
So I just trip all the shafts of light. I'm like trying
Yeah,
to like.
take
You like
double
fall into
damage.
like
way.
2 different shafts of light when you
Yeah.
get hit. So
Okay.
each
So do I
arrow
take
does how
damage
much,
then?
Steven?
I think 4, right?
I think we said
Yeah.
4.
Each arrow does 4 damage.
Ow.
Minus your armor. So if you have
Minus your
armor.
armor.
Where is this?
How can you
info?
tell? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
how
how
that
can you
works.
tell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
Where
How do
did
you
I say
determine
that?
armor, John? Where's her armor?
Armor would be under your equipment on the right hand, the rightmost column.
Okay.
Carapace chest plate. So she has 1 armor.
You're right. So that
2
would
armor.
be.
I have 2 armor.
So,
So you take
each
a
one
total of
does
4
2,
damage?
so she takes 4 off of her might pool.
So now your might pool is 10.
And she has like
Ew.
probably like a graze and literally an arrow like in her shoulder.
Yes, and now you are laying directly under a shaft of light. So
Maybe
Well,
like she
wait.
falls, so like
So
there's like a
how
shaft
do
of light
I-
right between like her legs, kind of thing, or something.
yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
you're very close to a shaft of light.
So wait,
So how do I
th-
remember what my maximum pool is though? If I change
Doesn't
it
it
to 10.
say?
You should have just
No, it just says pool 12. But if I change it to 10, how do I remember later to set it to 12 again?
Because your might
change your
is a certain
pool.
number, your pool is a different number. Your might is like so the big number, the one in red, is basically
Yeah.
your maximum pool.
and the pool.
Why is my pool less than my maximum number right now?
Probably because we just didn't edit it. You should make sure that all of your pools are the same as your red
Okay.
numbers, and then
Well,
you'll
that's
knock off the
interesting
4.
because my speed pool was down 2 points.
It's probably just how it
It's 'cause you
started
roll
on the
speed
character
roll.
sheet. No,
So
Yeah,
would
it's
so
that
only
now-
when you
affect my
cost.
roll though?
So your red stays 14 and your pool drops to 10 now.
Right.
But would that affect my roll
No.
though? If my
No,
speed.
No.
It does
Okay.
affect your ability to add effort and stuff because you have
Okay.
to spend your pool to do stuff. You know,
So my might went down too.
4
4.
because you got 2 arrows.
Because you got shot twice.
Yeah, one kind of just went through the meat of your arm, and the other is stuck pretty firmly in your other shoulder. And you're laying on
Okay.
the ground, pretty unhappy, and you are directly next to one of these shafts of light coming down.
What if
So-
she's a
Okay. Do I need
The
to roll
chefs-
another speed check to see if I make it all the way through?
Yeah,
That's
but I
where
was
you
toying-
are. It's probably up to the other players now what they want to do
Yeah.
about the situation because you just got the
Oh.
shit shot out of you.
So I just
Okay.
want to clarify: those shafts of light and the arrows are top to bottom, right?
No, the shafts of light
Perpendicular.
are coming from the ceiling, and they are either straight down or just kind of at an angle. They're kind of just scattered randomly through the room, and the bolts come from one wall.
Oh, that's easy. So is the sheet metal still attached to the wall?
It's, Well, no,
It's
metal
lying
goes
on the
through it
floor
into
like-
so it's about 5 feet past the edge of the first light shaft, leaning up against the wall a little bit. But you would
Okay.
need to speed check to get to it.
I say we have He-Man over here. Go get it, and we all just walk behind the sheet metal because it's not getting through, right? It only embedded in the sheet metal. So
yeah,
we
the
have
first one
He-Man
didn't seem to
carry.
penetrate. Yeah, the 1st
I'm,
couple.
I'm for this option where we have the Orc He-Man just lift this thing because apparently he can rip it out of the wall. So I'm assuming he can carry it. If we just
If he
walk
might-
with him
Oh, I should
behind-
have made you might test that earlier,
You
John.
can make me because like that's just flinging it. It's not carrying it, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
like
Okay.
in the situation that Nate's talking about, where I physically carry the metal,
Yeah, it'll
that's-
definitely be a might
that
check,
requires
yeah.
a might check.
So,
Is that
He-Man,
how
are
we
you
decided
up for
to-
this?
Right, I got it. But hold on, gotta get the lady first. Steven, I want to
Oh,
like
this is where it's
walk
gonna get
right
fucked up.
out into like to go and get her and pick her up, and then like because like I know where the arrows are coming from. That's blatantly obvious. I'm not that retarded. I know where weaponry
Just kind
comes
of
from.
carry her between you
I
and the
want
arrows.
to like pick her up and like cradle her in my massive body and walk back with like my back to the metal or like to the arrow holes and walk back.
Okay, so how do we determine how many arrows you catch in your back? Should you make like
Just-
a speed test or just?
Pick a
Yeah.
number. I don't think they're gonna
I
hurt him.
super want to try cartwheeling like away while he's trying to get to me.
I'm pretty sure his
You're still
armor
laying on
number.
your
Because
back.
I'm like
higher
not
than
into that.
All right, John. Let's say you catch 3 arrows on the way out there and back.
My armor's 4. They ping off my metal.
Yeah, his armor is higher
Then you
than
caught
yours.
10 arrows.
Fine. Yeah, maybe a couple of them are like jammed in. I'm okay taking some damage if you want to like just say that like one hit a crevice or something. Like just
No,
for
I mean, your
flavor.
armor's 4. Your armor's 4.
Okay,
If
cool.
you want to walk out further, I anticipated Kiro not getting that far before she got.
Yeah, I'm
Fine.
figuring she's only like 10 or 15 feet in.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I want to like grab a hold of like her leg and like drag it to me and then like
How far
Hoist her.
is this out? Like,
There's about 40 feet of light shafts. When John threw the metal, it went about 5.
oh, I thought it was
You
like
went-
maybe like 20 feet that I'd have to try and cross. Okay,
No,
see, I
this
wouldn't
is
have
a
tried crossing
long
it if it was
hallway.
that far.
Yeah, it's a pretty
Okay.
big room.
Okay, that was my misunderstanding. So I wouldn't have tried crossing it if that happened.
Yeah, no,
but-
this
Well, I
is why
mean,
I have a
if you
special
got anything
grade
other
for
than
that.
a 1, you might have been okay.
Yeah, the one was really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm not into the idea of the orc picking me up, and I'm kind of thinking about trying to like speed my
Worm out
way
of his
through the
hand.
rest of them.
You can roll if you want, but it might end up with more arrows in you.
Yeah, no, I will use him as a shield instead of letting
Okay.
him carry
Okay, so
because I
you
I'm a
stand
big
up
girl.
and I like try to pick you up and you're kind of like no, and
I'll like push your weird mechanical arm away
awesome.
and
So
just kind of grunt at you like.
yeah, so
No.
probably like while you're walking back, like you hear like and you're ping 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 as the arrows are hitting me.
So yeah, now John looks like a porcupine, or Mekog looks like a porcupine.
Yeah, awesome.
And you guys are all back where you started.
And then like probably like right before we get to the end, because like I heard what Alyson said, like I'll probably like kick the metal plate enough to like get it close enough that I can like get it without getting shot at and like hoist it up.
Okay, so
So-
you want to...
Yeah, so
Man,
it would've
I'll,
been so
I'd like to.
badass
So
if
I
it
yeah, I
crossed.
definitely want to do a might check to hoist this fucking thing up. And so
Is He-Man one of your skills?
no, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spend 2 might to make this easier on myself. So just
Yeah, let's
innately,
roll.
Steven, you know that it's 1 difficulty less times 3.
Okay.
So I don't remember what we said, but
I know what your target
I'm
number
gonna
is. You're
say
good.
something like, "Green man useful." Green man useful.
Green Man.
And then I'm gonna like pull the arrow out of
Okay,
it.
there you go. That's exactly... Oh, no, with effort, you only needed a 1.
ha!
What
So
is
you needed a
apply
3
cost
to beat that,
API?
right?
Cool. Yeah, if it was a difficulty 2,
Uh-huh. It was a difficulty 3.
yeah. So that actually, I just made it.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Good thing I spent the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Can I
like
make those-
basically, Steven, what you can see because I did the roll efficiency is it straight up tells you like what difficulty it beats. So if you know that
Yeah, I
it's a
saw that
3 and I
next to it.
lowered it to a 2, that beats a 2.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So yeah, you guys have got... He's now holding the sheet metal in between you guys and the wall. Do you have any other flavor, or do you just kind of want to saunter over to the keypad?
Do you want
I'm
me
all for
to
something
expend
with
any
keypad.
might, like 1 might, to actually like haul this fucking thing all the way across? Because that would be a
I
lot
was
of
thinking
effort to do.
7'6", 400 pound. It's not really that. It's
Yeah, but that's
kinda-
innately built into the character. I mean, technically, as a character, I would be expending might. I have a higher pool to do those kind of things.
I see. Okay, well then yeah, expend a mic.
You need to
that makes
basically
sense.
treat me like I'm a normal human being, and just know that innately my stats tell you that I. You know,
Okay.
Because
okay,
like I have a
that
high
makes sense.
might pool, so that because I am physically strong, and therefore I can do those things.
Well then, yeah, in that case, you would expend a mic.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. All right, cool. So we all make it across. That's big enough for everyone if we
Yep.
like, nut to butt it.
Yep.
Awesome.
The doorway's already open. If you want, you guys can ignore the keypad.
I would like to inspect the keypad, see what it says.
Okay. It is a nondescript keypad. It's just a little screen and a row of numbers and letters under it. There's no help, status, buttons. You
I would
guys
like to push buttons.
just
Stop.
random buttons.
No, no.
Is he
We're
gonna
gonna die.
You gonna stop her?
Yeah, I'm gonna put hand. No, no touch. No touch.
I'm gonna look real sad.
next keypad you touch.
So we're just moving on through. Nobody's fucking with the keypad.
Nobody's fucking with the keypad.
I'm gonna wait till everyone
No.
starts walking through,
No.
and then I
see
want to
your
rip.
plan.
I want to rip the keypad off the wall and put it in my pack.
No
Yeah.
He-Man.
I mean, like, it's
Okay.
gonna be blatantly obvious because they're gonna hear like the rending screech of me like ripping it from the wall after they go through. But I'm basically like trying to be sneaky and wait for everyone to walk through because I was in the back, minus like Kitara. But like, I'm pretty
Yeah, but
sure
then
that because
you're
like,
He-Man.
well, I'm thinking like because like Alyson's like know that he's kind of like ushering her away from the keypad, and then like when everyone's back's turned, I'm gonna rip it from the wall.
Okay, as you guys hear the crunch of his giant power claw entering the keypad, you'll
door
hear
slams.
a klaxon go off, like an alarm. It's not deafeningly loud, but you can hear it. And
God damn it.
the
I look
every
really startled, and I have like my spear like ready to go. Like, what is that noise? What is that?
I try to look as innocent as humanly possible, like
no,
it
as
wasn't me.
orcally possible.
just kind of look around, and the room
And
that
probably
you were
I,
just in.
I want to point at Seal, Cecil.
And who?
I want to point at
Cecil?
Cecil and say, and they're like, I'm like, not me, it was him.
Bullshit.
Wait,
As
what is
you're doing
everybody's
that-
name? I'm sorry. What is everybody's
Cecil,
names again?
Kitara, Alyson, and Mekog.
Yes, I'm Alyson
Mekog.
Watson.
Alyson Watson, and then the guy who's up on the ship pooping is Bjarn Gilbert.
Okay.
Ha! You all believe it.
I would like to use
I sort
a
of just
mental
watched
defense.
you do it.
No, I would like to use my detect lies roll. Fuck you.
Can you beat a 19? How does that work?
Yeah,
I don't
it's a
know.
contested roll. He has to
I
do
was
a
gonna try and beat a 19.
yeah.
Really? How the fuck do I get
So what do I even
trained
do
a
with that?
fucking roll?
Basically,
Okay,
he like now believes that like I cannot tell a lie.
No, there's no fucking way I
No.
wouldn't believe special needs orc cannot tell a lie.
So what
I'm
did
too
you,
dumb
you
to tell
say,
a lie.
You
This-
just point at Cecil and you're like, it was him.
Yeah.
And everybody believes you, but Nate really fucking believes
Yeah.
you.
Wasn't
How
I standing
did
next to him though? Like, couldn't I have seen this?
No, because you were. I waited until like everyone kind of was like a little bit ahead of me, like just around like the door, and then like I ripped it from the wall, and then like as the klaxons go off, like I kind of like walk out from the room and I'm like, it was him.
Not only does Alyson now believe that Cecil is the one that pulled this panel out, but because Cecil is too far from this panel to have physically done that, Alyson is concerned that maybe Cecil is a creature of the warp and can teleport.
I'm gonna look
Just like,
really
quit
angrily
now,
at
I'm going to
Cecil.
bed.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna-
so
I'm
now
like really
Allison
angry.
basically is wary of Cecil. Like
Yeah.
Cecil's trying to sabotage us.
You're thinking, like, how did this happen? How did he get from there to here that fast? What was his motivation for doing that? You think maybe Cecil's not on the up and up.
How the fuck do I roll that as trained? I don't understand how these.
You're the
work.
one that chose to roll.
I know, but I don't understand how these skills plus intellect.
Yeah, I
roll.
actually don't know how they
Okay, so
decide
basically
the
how
rolls.
it works is that like when you have, so like I have a -1 to like anything I
Wait,
do
John,
that's
no
deceiving.
matter what, you're just rolling a d20, right?
It's still a d20.
And then your training is what determines the difficulty.
The difficulties. So basically, the way that you do like contested it, and this is like I'm not 100% unsure on this, but this is like what makes sense to me. Is basically like because I have a -1, it would actually lower my 19 by 3 on a contested roll. So like my 19 would actually be a 16, and your 1 would actually be like a 4 innately based on like the contestation between the two. But because you naturally
wouldn't that
rolled a
One
1,
level of training kind of be 2 if
Right.
he brings you down 3 and him up 3. That's like 2 levels.
well he's up 1, so his would go up to +3.
Yeah.
So his was a 4. Mine's a 19 -3, so mine's a 16.
Oh,
so in a
because
contested roll, 1 level of training.
Is basically
no,
the
you have an
3.
inability.
He's so
Because you have an
dumb
ability.
that he actually increases the difficulty.
Yeah.
Because he's inept at lying. It's actually one step harder for him.
No, it's harder
So-
for me to lie.
Yeah, so the difficulty level for this would have been what?
Basically, you had to beat a
would've-
16. Or at least you would have had to roll a 13 to recognize that it was a lie, because your 13 would have been a +1, which is actually a +3, so it would have bumped it to a 16. But that didn't happen, and you rolled a nat 1, which a nat 1 instantly creates a
Just cancels
GM
that.
intervention, which means that now you actually suspect that Zach's character, Cecil,
me.
is possibly a perpetrator, a traitor to us.
So, but
What's up?
well, if it wasn't contested, you would have only beat to difficulty 5 because your inability.
Yeah.
Correct?
So, does this mean
You
I'm
were
no
just
longer?
trying to save NPC, right?
You're no longer what?
So does this mean I'm I was no longer stealthy then?
Ooh, good point.
Yeah,
Were you
because
trying to, no, because when
you gave up your stealth because you were walking nuts to butt with us through the lights.
Because you guys had to huddle up to get past the plate.
And you didn't say like
my
you did it on your own. If you like didn't do it with us, that might have been like contested. You know, like you could have been like, oh, I wasn't with you guys. I didn't, nut to butt you. But you didn't do
I'm
checks.
so stealthy the light.
So I have a quick question then. Has the orc already put the thing in his backpack?
Yeah, he was quick.
Yeah, I wouldn't have walked in. I'm not that dumb. Like I would have, put it in my pack first, and then like walked in and be like, I was him.
God dang it. Whatever. I'm just going to ignore that it even happened.
Well, I mean, I don't think like anyone's like really gonna be like everyone kind of like believes that it was you, but no one really knows why.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks that you were like trying to, except now maybe.
Except for
Alyson.
Nate.
Yeah.
Nate's
I'm gonna roll
probably like
another-
giving you the stink eye, like I'm watching.
I want to
you."
roll another stealth check.
Okay.
Go for it. You're stealthed.
But not like super stealth, like we kind of know where.
No, not like last time.
Okay.
Okay, so what's next,
Um,
Steven?
Well,
Oh.
when you pulled it off, alarms kind of started going off. Not like crazy loud, but you can notice them. It says like warning, possible intruders. And in the room behind you, all of those white lights have gone red, and there's a constant, steady stream of arrows being fired.
Okay.
So good luck going back.
And I probably get like really excited at this point. I'm like, ha! They know we're coming.
Thanks. I'm just going to look right at him and say, thanks for that.
I kind of look like kind of confused, and I'm like, no problem. And I like probably like smack you on the back a little bit, right before you go into stealth.
Yep.
I'm
So
gonna
you
be
guys-
like, Green Man is warrior?
I would probably look at
I
damn
say to
straight.
him.
Forward ho.
All right.
Then
are we just
I'll
continuing?
point with my spear and say, forward! Like, forward!
My orc would like to, as well as a 600-pound metal-bound orc can, slightly skip forward in excitement.
I almost want to climb up onto his back and like point forward, like
I would
like on the
so
head of
not
the
let
ship.
you do that.
You got arrow handholds.
I like how you're still
I do.
considering yourself under a ton for weight. I just can't get over this fact. Like,
I
yeah, I'm
think that
400
I-
pounds.
With what I know about orcs and that much metal and stuff, because they're much denser than humans, I think you would be closer to 800 than 400.
I'll change that in my character sheet. I am happy
Yeah.
being heavier.
I still
Because-
like 400 stones, which is 5,600 pounds.
Yeah,
Can
he's
we
not that
please
heavy.
go with that?
800
Orcs are-
pounds.
Orcs are actually, if you're 7'6", you might be, you're at least 800 pounds, because orcs are typically about the weight of
And I
space
have
marines.
metal grafted onto me, too.
So
Yeah,
you're like
another
closer to 1,000.
1,000?
You're closer to 1,000, yeah. Because Astartes are like 800 pounds. No, I think they're like 600 pounds, and then in their armor they're like 1,000 or so. And orcs
And
are
I'm
supposed
bigger.
to weigh about that much.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So
you're
probably-
1,000 pounds.
We're going to say I'm 1,200 then. Because if I'm
You're-
bigger than an Astartes...
You're
and-
7'6", you're dense as shit. You're solid muscle, and now you've got solid metal grafted.
just
all
over
over.
a half
Dense in
ton.
2 ways.
Just
Yeah.
over a half ton.
All right,
Yeah.
I'd like to move forward, please.
So you're just walking on.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys progress down this
Like, fuck it,
suspiciously
let's go.
linear tunnel. You guys progress through this suspiciously linear bunker, and after a couple more minutes of walking with no turn-offs or anything, you come to another large room, and this is basically just a larger hallway, but off to either side you see 3 doors on each wall, and at the end is a relatively large like archway. And through it, it's a little dark. You can't really see what's happening. So
I would like to do a perception check.
For
okay.
the people that can see in the dark?
Oh, I guess let them see in the dark.
Well, I just know that
I don't
Zach
think I
can.
wanna try and anybody
Yeah.
want to try and glance through that opening?
No, I don't really care.
Sure.
I think I'm kind of leading up the back, so I'll let the other people do it. Zach,
muted.
though, Zach's sneaking and shit. You're probably up at
Yeah.
front, right? He wants to
I'm,
peek through.
I'm up front and I can see in the dark.
Okay, so I guess roll perception.
So speed, right?
Also, I suppose, yeah.
With an asset?
Wait, so did you just walk by all 6 doors on either side of the hallways?
No, but I can.
There
I
was
think we're at the
doors?
first door.
So yeah.
So wait, it's
Okay,
a
so
hallway,
it's-
and then there's like
We're going through a hallway. It opened up into like a slightly larger hallway, and along the hallway on either side there are 3 doors.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
two-
we were at the opening of that.
No, sorry. That's at the end of this hallway. The archway is at the end of this hallway.
Oh, I'm gonna
So-
open up the first door on the left.
So it's
But, like,
doors and arch.
creepy, like around the corner type opening.
The first 4 doors are closed on either side of you. At the end, the doors that are about 10 feet from the arch, both sides are open. I'm sorry, am I not explaining this correctly? You have exited a smaller hallway.
Okay,
It's
I get that.
now-
We're going into the delta of a channel. Like it's
Kind of,
opened up,
yeah.
and
So
on
it's-
the side, yeah. No, we got it.
Each wall has 3 doors. The far one is open on either side. The first 4 are closed. At the end of this hallway is a large arch, and it's kind of too dark to see through the.
Okay.
And there's
so-
alarms and shit going off.
That's kind of it. As you went downwards, they quieted a little bit. You can still hear them, but there's not like flashing lights or anything.
So
Can I-
before walking past in, like, you know, when I can see the arch and see that it is dark down there, I want to roll a perception check to see what I can see.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Do I get an asset 1 then for having the contacts then?
I'll let you have that, but I'll tell you right now, it's a really hard perception check. So roll whatever you want. If you get another 19, you might be all right, but.
Well, then in that case, I'm gonna use. I think it's what 3. Could use three speed points, right?
Now that Vercy's run away, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so
if you
3
use
from
3
your
from your pool, then yeah, it counts as
Lowers
a
the
level of
difficulty
effort,
by
which
1.
lowers the difficulty.
So that's roll efficiency. Wait, no, that's what is that? That's bonus. Or is that roll efficiency?
I mean, I guess just subtract 3 from your roll and roll.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Because I don't know how the official mechanics way to do it.
Okay, what's up?
Let's do it.
You said official mechanic stuff.
I'm at.
so we're
He
looking
wants
at-
to expend 3 points
Effort.
to get a level of effort for his perception check.
so
Do you
roll
have
efficiency
do you have
1,
speed
right?
edge, Zach?
No, I don't.
Okay, then it's 3.
Yeah, but I was wondering if it was roll efficiency or bonus then.
Okay, so you
roll
wanna-
efficiency is your thing. Bonus is something that Steven innately gives you if like he feels that you should
Okay.
have an extra GM bonus.
So do your eyes count as an asset, and then your effort counts as 1, so it's now lowered by 2 difficulty levels?
Okay, so hold on. So what? Because I wasn't here. So you're trying to see something.
He's trying to look through the archway and past into the dark.
Okay. So because it's dark, it would normally be a -1.
But so that's canceled out by his eyes.
But that's canceled out because of his contacts.
so then the effort, it just lowers the difficulty by 1 point.
Right. So basically, he would
Okay.
put a 1 under the roll effort.
Okay,
Cool.
that's what I need to know.
Okay. Yeah.
Of course I would.
We are not rolling well overall, except for when we really don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, when I did the It Was Him, I was totally expecting everyone to, like, know it was me. And then I convinced everyone that it was totally Zach.
So, I mean, if it was difficulty of 2, he would have succeeded.
Right.
Yeah, so you kind of like peer forward and you're trying to look through, like trying to see what's past this dark archway, but it's just, it seems almost strange to you, but it's too dark. You can't see anything past this archway except maybe vague shadows.
Okay,
It's like
well
a film.
then I will.
So just can I catch up real quick? So we walked past the, like, 6 doors and people looked inside?
No,
or-
he said that you guys were still at the entrance to this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we're
Just trying to look down the hall past the archway.
and there's the 6... I guess I'm not understanding what this looks like.
So
then.
you guys have just entered this larger hallway, okay? And on
Right.
either side, there's 3 doors. The first 2 doors on both sides are closed. The final 2 are open, but you can't see in them yet because it's too far down. And then at the
Okay.
far end is this large archway. He's trying to look through the archway
So
from the
he
beginning.
went through the room to the large archway.
No. He's still standing with you guys at the entrance to this room. He was just trying to look through the archway from the beginning of the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's just, like, squinting, basically.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Mercy.
Yeah.
This is what I got out of it.
Yeah, once I saw the image and, like, he's like, no, he's standing where you guys are trying to look at it, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a great descriptor, yeah.
Because, like, I thought we were, like, already, like I thought I walked away and we were exploring doors when, like, I walked away and I'm like, okay,
I was
so we're
trying to
all,
look-
The whole
I
time
thought we
we
were
were
all
all
at the,
trying to
I thought we
figure
were
out
all
the
at the big
rules.
archway. Like, I'm like,
No.
okay.
I was trying to stick before that in case there was, anything that I needed to be aware of since I'm being sneaky-like.
So
Okay,
you guys are standing in the entrance.
So basically, you're kind of looking for traps. Is that what you're trying to do, Zach?
I'm just trying to make sure that I'm as aware as humanly possible of whatever's going on. So if there's something that is possibly a trap in that darkness, I want to know about it.
Okay, so basically he's looking for traps is what he's trying to do, Steven. So if there's traps in this room, he rolled a 3 to see if they're there. If it's higher than a difficult, because he has the easier thing, if it's basically a difficulty 3 trap, he doesn't see shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, no, it was a high difficulty test. He didn't see anything at all.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you don't see anything, it's too dark.
Yeah, I got that much.
Okay, cool. I'm still standing in the back, so I'm kind of like...
Check your phone.
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Text my girlfriend. Anyway, explain what you guys want to do.
I was gonna
I'm still
open the
listening.
first door on the left, but like from opening it so that I'm staying on the hinge side, so I open it wide without being able to be seen.
You want to try and open the door on the left, the metal door?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, there's no visible means of opening it.
What the shit is that? I'll kick
Yeah.
it in then.
You're going to try and kick it in?
Yeah.
It's a pretty big steel door. It's possible, but...
I don't roll a 1, I just fail and I move
That's
on.
a might check.
Okay, let me check my cheat sheet to determine the difficulty of that.
Steel is
okay.
like a difficulty 2 or 3 plus anything
No, this
else.
is a pretty thick door. It's going to be pretty hard. But
Because
yeah, I got
basically
a
he's trying to
difficulty
bash
for it.
through it, which is like a smashing check.
Yeah. What'd you get?
It's a
12?
difficulty
Yeah,
4,
sorry.
so yeah, he totally
Yeah.
bashes that fucking door in.
I was choosing it was a 5 because this is a highly technological door.
It's a highly
this
technological
isn't like
steel door.
yeah, this is from before the fall of this civilization, so this is a pretty thick. This is like a blast door almost.
Like
It's not
nuclear
just like
hardened
a-
shit?
Well, no, it's not quite that bad, but yeah, I mean it would. I was saying it was a difficulty 5, so I'll tell you that. So difficulty 5 is challenging. Even trained people often fail.
Okay.
So there's the other 4 doors that are closed look exactly like this one, and at the far end on either side, there is the 2 open doors on either side, and then
Okay.
the arch. So who's doing what?
Okay, well, in that case, I will sneak over to an open door and peer inside.
The one on the left or the one on the right?
We're gonna go with the one on the left.
The one on the left. Okay, it looks like a child's vision of a mad scientist lair. There are
Like Tesla coils?
Tesla coils. There are
Awesome.
shelves with preserved glasses full of you don't even know what mutant animals and parts of bodies. And
Chinchillas, skinless chinchillas in a glass.
it straight up looks like every stupid stereotype of a mad scientist. There are beakers on the table. It looks like someone was just having the fucking time of their life experimenting in this place.
I inform Mekog.
Mekog is so excited.
Sorry, I silently inform Mekog. Let me rephrase it that way.
Stealthily.
Stealthily.
But yeah, it's like a bedroom-sized room. There's a large desk in the middle with like scattered papers and like beakers and mortars and pestles. It almost looks like a mix of like fantasy and high tech. Like he's got like alchemy supplies, and then all around the side you see like sparking electricity and these jars full of preserved creatures and ingredients and stuff.
Okay, so Steven, because Mekog is part metal, I would like to know if there's material in this room, because like obviously he waves me over and I look in the room and I get like really excited, and I probably do like the excited dog hop, like where like I'm like bouncing from foot to foot, which pretty much alerts everyone that I'm excited. But I want to know if there's like material that I can like scavenge in here to heal me later. Like
It seriously almost looks like a wizard
Frankenstein
found
lab
his way
is
into a
what I'm
lab. Yeah,
expecting.
there's not a lot of high tech stuff in here.
Okay, can I like
They're-
spend like whatever amount of time until people tell me to go to like scavenge what I feel would be useful materials for my own?
Yeah, I mean, you could tear a
stuff.
leg off a desk or something.
Well, I'm thinking
This
like
is, I mean,
if there's like Tesla coils and stuff, like mainly I want to look for blades, sheets of metal, and wires are basically the three things that I'm kind of.
That would be over by the Tesla coils if you were willing to spend enough time and get zapped enough times to turn off the Tesla coils and find them.
I probably am
Are there
going to rip the
buttons?
wires out of the wall that's powering
Yeah.
the Tesla coil.
Yeah, that's fine. But it kind of looks like a wizard set up shop in this incredibly technological
I am
laboratory.
all about space wizards. Like
Yeah.
I want shit in here. Is basically what I'm gonna like.
Yeah,
I'm
unless
just gonna-
anybody else wants to do anything in this room, scavenge away. They can check out the other side.
Awesome.
Are there
Yeah, I
any
would like
buttons?
to scavenge where I'm not going to get destroyed by the Tesla coil.
There was a computer in the corner, but it is covered in nasty green slime of some sort.
Yeah, Mekog's not touching
Ew.
that either.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it would work even if it wasn't covered in slime.
Not worth my time.
Can
I got a Tesla coil.
Can I do a general search and see if there's anything like useful or scavengy or?
Yeah, do you just want me to describe the room, or do you want to roll? And if you roll high enough, I'll come up with something you would find.
So,
I'll
so
roll.
Steven, this would be
It's
a
not a
good
big deal.
chance for you to create a cipher.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So that's what
Um,
like I'm kind of going for is like I want a cipher. So realistically, like ideally, what I'd recommend for you as a player, like you know how I created that spreadsheet for you on like how to make ciphers.
The gear one, or
It was an Excel sheet inside of the Google Drive.
yeah, I got gear spreadsheet and ciphers. I got it.
Ciphers. So
So you guys would roll, and I would tell you what you've got.
so you would basically roll, and realistically, like there's probably only going to be like there would be like one for all of us in this room, I
Yeah.
would think. But like you only need to do like 2 rolls realistically, and like make like 2 of each, and let us divvy it out as a party, or something.
Okay, so
like
I just
that.
roll a d100 twice, basically,
Yeah.
and then pick from whatever number I hit. Okay. But yeah, I like that. That's slash roll d100. 57, and then slash roll d100. So should I tell you what those connect to? 57 and 62?
Yeah, and if you want to do like more or less, I mean, like that's totally up to you.
I think I'm
'cause
going to do 3 because one of those is kind of useless. Slash roll.
At the moment, that's kind of the fun.
Well,
of
yeah.
ciphers.
Yeah, that's true. So 57, 62, and 61. So why don't I just do one cipher for each of you?
Okay, so do
Okay.
one more.
And then maybe you guys can roll for initiative, and whoever rolls highest gets the first one. Whoever rolls next highest gets the second.
Sure.
Well, we can divvy them out.
Okay,
This
so
is,
you guys
this
can
is
just
something
decide
that
how to
I
get
feel
them.
that we would, as a party, figure out.
Yeah. Okay. So 57,
I have-
62. Oh, 2 61s. What are the chances of that?
You can re-roll
One
if
and
you
a half.
want. Or
Yeah,
we can
I'll
just
re-roll.
keep
I'll
it.
be right back.
I don't even know what 61 is, but that seems
It's a
very
poison.
Okay, 57, 62, 61, and 91. So
Oh, that's perfect for a lab. There's the 4
Fif-
things.
57 is a small. Oh, how do you guys know what it is? What do I just tell you, or do you guys have to figure this out?
So basically, realistically, this is going to be a roll from myself.
Mm-hmm.
Which give me a second and I'll do, because basically we have to identify. It's basically the same thing as like Dungeons and Dragons, where like you have to do an
Like
identification.
identify a spell or an enchanted
So
thing.
basically, I'm gonna do an understand machines because we're in a machine room for
Mhm.
everything except for the poison, because I'm not gonna understand what a poison does.
Okay.
But basically, this is to prevent us from randomly exploding the object when we try to use it.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to do 3 separate rolls for that, or do you want me to?
No, I think just one
One?
in the interest of time is fine.
Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and spend some int for an extra bit. And
Well, so what do you think the difficulty for that would be? Like just a 3?
I'll tell you afterwards, just for time's sake. I can tell you everything about these because I beat a difficulty 4 and I lowered it by 2, so I can tell you everything that's a level 6 cipher down, which is almost every cipher in the
I see.
rulebook.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
everything except
So
for
now
the poison.
you know what
I
all these are to the poison.
And realistically, probably I know the poison just to like hand wave it.
Well, I was gonna say it's a small vial of like bubbling, nasty green liquid. So
It's a poison.
you could maybe tell it's not something you want to be drinking.
Okay, so I'm able to like I'm probably like throwing these things back at the group, and like probably like Zach's character is catching them like useless, it does this, and like, oh, perfect memory, no one needs that, and I like throw it behind and like, you know, to like one of the players for them to catch it, and I'm like, oh, power siphon, no one needs that, throw it over, and then I'm like, ooh, time dilation, and I probably like try to pocket that one, and like Zach, like as I reach over to put it in my pack, he like rips and grabs it from my hand, and then like probably like I look at like the vials, and I'm like, probably hurts, and I like put it to the side really carefully instead of throwing it.
We'll say that the perfect memory is like a small pill, and if you take it for a full 24 hours from the time you take it, you have a photographic memory down to the tiniest little detail. The power siphon is like a 24 hours.
Okay.
The power siphon is like a small box, and if you press the button, it'll draw power from any source of power or like battery or anything in a space of like 10 yards.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then if you can figure it out, maybe you could use that to power something else or turn it into a bomb. Like that'd be good for your tinker.
Right.
But now at that point, you've just got a box that's full of energy. Poison is just straight up poison. I don't like what's an ease in. Oh, that's mind disrupting.
So basically, it
whatever gets
lowers
poisoned
in checks on an opponent.
Okay, so it doesn't like make them frenzied or anything.
No, it basically anytime if let's say for Bjorn, that would actually be a good poison for Bjorn, because like if he's trying to convince someone that something is like okay, but the person's been poisoned previously, that right, like it'd be during a negotiation, he'd want to like basically like Bill Cosby that shit. And like he could totally like get away with something because it would basically make his difficulty easier.
And then we'll say that like time dilation is maybe like
I can look it up in the rulebook if you want.
Well, and I was just gonna say that like gives you an extra turn because it like slows down time for everybody except you. But if you want to actually look up the rules, that's good. Because I was just kind of gonna roll with them and figure out what they were as we went. I was gonna say it's like
for
Turbo
the next
and
24 hours, when the user is attacked, she moves rapidly, seemingly random jumps a few inches from one side to the other. This asset modifies attacks against the person by 2 steps. So basically,
oh shit! So they're really hard to hit.
That is like probably the best one, and it should be out of character. That should be the person that is probably most likely to get fucked up. So Zach would probably want that one, or actually Nate would probably want that one.
Well, that means basically for whatever you're doing for the rest of this session, you're almost impossible to hit.
For the most part.
Yeah, unless somebody rolls real high.
I mean, literally, you're gonna look like an anime character where like they're like, you know, like they Super Saiyan up and literally they teleport around anytime someone tries to kick them. That's basically what time dilation does. The poison's a long-term cipher, so basically like that's like after the session we're gonna probably want to use that like if we went to like somewhere where we're gonna have to do diplomacy.
Or haggling.
The perfect memory is probably not going to be useful this session, but that's probably like actually one of the like that's like the best long-term investment item in the entire group, because like if someone wants to hold on to that and use it later, that would be like so like here's how I see it, because each one of us should probably get an item. I can just none of these are interesting to the orc. So I'll carry whatever we don't need right now. So I'm okay carrying perfect memory, which actually my orc might be kind of fascinated about. Because
you can remember something?
I can actually remember something. So probably that one goes to me. The power siphon would go. Who does anyone have powered equipment here? Like they use like power weapons?
Yeah, I do.
So that one might be yours. The poison would be Zach's.
Do you need to like activate them like the holy weapons in Gas Gates? So then what that means is that if somebody uses that, it'll turn your power weapon off, and you need to turn it back on.
But basically, if for example, Nate, if like if your like sword ran out of juice, you could like suck power to it.
Oh, truly, yeah, you could use that to. Well, wouldn't you need to make another roll to use it to power something else because it's not?
No, because I identified them. You don't need to make rolls to know how to be able to.
But that's not a natural part of it, right? All it does is just siphon power. So to use the power that it is siphoned to power something else, or is that just kind of unnecessary?
The cipher does it all for you.
Okay.
That's the power of the cipher. Is like basically the cipher allows him to like pull energy, and it converts that energy into what he needs.
Okay.
That's the cool thing about it.
So anybody that's got powered weapons now has an extra battery pack, pretty much.
Right. Basically, it acts as like an instantaneous battery pack. Or, I mean, technically, I don't know. I'd have to like actually look up because I don't know what it actually does.
Yeah, I mean, until we get a better way of looking them up quickly, I'm cool with just winging it. but
wow, apparently there's something called Power Siphon in Exile, Path of Exile. Anyways, I'll look it up. So I'll carry the Power Siphon for now because like realistically, it's. Does anyone feel like you're gonna need one of these during this session? Because realistically, it doesn't matter beyond that.
No.
Does anyone want any of these? Like, if we enter combat, does anyone feel that your character is super fucking squishy and you're gonna die if you don't, if we get like surrounded and gang banged?
I'm gonna go with probably fucking Zach's character. Shit, I'm drawing a name on the blank.
Okay.
Cecil?
Cecil.
Cecil.
Okay,
Is it
so,
Cecil or Cecil?
Cecil.
Okay, so Cecil, you get the time dilation. Kiro, your character will get the poison mind disrupting. Nate, you'll get the power siphon, and I'll get the perfect memory.
Okay.
And
Everybody's done in this room. No more perception checks or searches or anything like that.
What did I get? A poison mind disruption?
uh-huh.
I don't even know what that does, but I'll put it under my equipment.
If you like, it makes their int checks harder. So like, if you're trying to debate with someone and you slip it into their drink, they're more easily deceived and
It
stuff
basically
like that.
acts as like a
Oh,
super
poison
acid.
mind.
Yeah.
Mind disruptor.
I heard
yeah.
mine,
Yeah, it's
like
in the chat.
a landmine.
Oh, if you check the chat, you can see the list.
You can literally copy and paste it into your cipher list, and Steven will do levels for that after, because
Oh, it's going under my cipher,
will.
not under my equipment. Okay.
Yep.
because like technically we got to look up each of these and do levels for them. That's why I was
Yeah,
like, do
instead
you
of
want to do 4? Because like that's extra effort, but like I don't think we're gonna really need these for the first session, just
Yeah.
based on what we rolled. And
Okay.
I can technically do that while we're playing too.
So, Mekog, you're still looking around for scrap in here. Is
Yeah, I'm
anybody
still.
else- anybody else
That's
interested
probably
in-
like I found those ciphers as I'm looking for scrap and shit, and
Mhm.
as I kind of described, where like Cecil's like catching the shit, like as he hears, he's like, what perfect memory? Yoink, you know.
My character gets bored and walks out of the room and goes to the door across the hall.
You're not
Okay.
gonna poke
Anybody
on
else?
the power panels while I'm like
Yeah.
ripping apart a Tesla coil.
I got bored.
Okay, cool.
Anybody else doing
So
anything
I'm
in
like,
that room?
oh,
or
that's gonna
cut
be
to
a mic
Kiro?
check.
No, I'm gonna casually walk out, which is why I mentioned for the orc to come over there.
Alyson? You good?
Yep.
So there's other
Okay.
doors, right, that are closed.
Yeah, there are 4 other doors, but you just went into the one that was
Take us
open,
forever to get through all the doors.
and now Kiro is walking across.
Okay,
to the,
so I found
other
Tesla
open
coils.
door.
Are these doors locked? Is there no like handle? Like
There was no
There's
visible
steel.
means of opening them up. It's just a solid steel block, and Alyson tried to kick one, did pretty well. Like, it was a solid kick, but it appears that they slide, they don't go in or out, and it's a solid damn door.
I would like to do a smashing check to break down the doors. Can
Okay, wait,
can
let
we
me-
innately say that it's all
Wait,
4?
I thought you were still in the room
I got time.
Yeah, I thought
as
you
we were
looking
going
around.
across the way.
I'm saying afterwards. If there's, I mean, if you guys
Oh,
are going to
okay.
the other door, I figure
I was
like
like,
by the
what?
time.
So which door were you trying to break open? One of the other ones on this wall?
Yeah, sure. Whatever the
Okay,
closest one to Mekog is. After I
So
scavenged
I
the
had
pieces.
that. I had that as a level 7 formidable because this is a big ass blast door. You're not going to be able to kick through a blast door.
Okay.
Like
So-
how it got harder when he did it.
okay.
What did I say?
It was level 5 when I did it. I rolled the
Oh,
4.
did I? That
Challenging?
doesn't make
Yeah.
sense.
Okay,
Okay, if I
challenging.
said 5, I'll stick with 5.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Challenging. So, I have a skill smashing, and basically I'm smashing through the door because there is no way to open the door. So
Yeah.
that counts, right? Like,
Well,
I
I mean,
can
you
use
haven't
my
checked
skill.
out the last room yet. You don't really know what's going on.
Well, this is one of the doors that are closed. That's what I wanted to bash through, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
cool.
still on this. You're on the left side of the wall with the creepy wizard's lair.
Okay.
There's one other open door across, and you're gonna just kick through like
I
the
am
closest door.
also going to use a roll efficiency in my might tree to bash down the door. So I'm going to basically do it. And so now that I know that it's a difficulty 5, this will tell me success or fail when I do the roll. Success!
Yeah, you beat it. Okay.
I
And then
literally
with a
kicked that off
19?
its hinges.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It doesn't even have hinges. This thing slides. So you just
Not
kick
anymore!
it, and yeah, not only do you kick the door in, but the frame around, because it's set into like this like bunker wall. the frame kind of bends and comes out of the wall a little bit as the door slams through into the room.
Okay, cool. What do I see?
You see an empty room with a fucked up door on the ground.
Shit!
Just an empty room. That's it.
Small empty room.
Can I, like, out of anger, like, start shaking the door back and forth to try to, like, just out of anger? Like, I don't want to
No,
spend
you kick
effort.
this thing off. It's laying on
it's
the
off?
ground, like crumpled.
Okay, then I don't do anything. I've already succeeded in my distraction.
Did roll a
Throw
19.
the door against the wall.
Say it.
19 with a lowered
Okay.
2 target number.
But before you said that, Kiro planned to go into the other room, and
Yeah,
I skipped her. So now
That's
we
fine.
need to jump to that.
I'm doing all.
So-
I'm smashing the door.
Yeah, okay. So Kitara, you enter the room across, and it is the same size and shape as the creepy wizard's lair, but it's not as fantasy. There's what looks like a small camp in the side with a small cot and like maybe like a little fire, and like somebody has been living here for a little while. Maybe they were living here while they were messing with the lair. In the corner, you see a small bookshelf with a bunch of books on, like it's like maybe 3 shelves, and it's lined with books. And there is a keypad on the wall opposite, and that's all that's in this room. Little bookshelf, little camp, keypad.
Keypad like next to the bookshelf, or
It's
is
across
there like
from the
another
bookshelf.
door?
No, this is it's just a small room. You enter it through that door. To immediately your right is what looks like a small, like almost camp. Further in and to the left, there's the bookshelf. It's three shelves with a bunch of like leather-bound tomes on it. And then further into the right, there's a keypad. Do I need to, somebody want to like perception check to describe the keypad, or should I just describe it?
So, can I check for the fire and stuff to see how long it's been since someone was there?
Stone cold. You don't even need to check.
Okay.
It's
I will go to the keypad
okay.
and push buttons.
You want to know what it looks like, or
No, I don't care.
just pushing buttons?
I'm guessing it looks
Steven,
like
does
the
this
other
do something?
keypads.
Does this keypad do something?
Yeah, there's only 6
Does it
buttons
make
on it.
noises?
As she's slamming buttons, the 5 doors that are open are like that aren't destroyed are just opening and closing randomly, and the one that you destroyed,
Trying.
is like
You hear
just
the
a
winding of the
grinding noise.
gears.
Yeah, there's just a grinding noise.
So I don't know what's going on when I'm pushing these buttons.
Well, no,
You
the
hear,
door that's-
as I hear
no,
the doors
the
opening and
room
closing, you
you're
hear
in, the door is
Mekog
closing.
from down the hall screaming
Oh,
in anger.
okay. So I'm hearing stuff like opening and closing as I'm pushing things. So I'm like kind of like giddy. I'm like a little kid,
Yeah,
you know.
as
like-
you're hitting all these buttons, the door that's 5 feet from you is just opening and closing.
That's
I'm
the door
gonna
I came through, right? There's
Yes.
not another door in.
No,
the
no,
room
it's just
that-
one room, and
okay.
yeah.
So Kiro's in the room all by
so
herself.
I'm gonna. I guess I'll shout out into the hall, like.
Well, the door's closed, and it's a blast door. So,
Well, I'm
there's no
opening and
shouting.
closing it, so I'm
Yeah.
guessing at one point when
so
it's
you want
open.
to leave it open?
How about
Yeah.
you leave it open so I can help you out here?
Okay.
Are you in the room, or are you? Is
No, I'm-
anybody else
if
in
If you
the
keep
room?
in there
opening
alone.
and closing it, you're gonna smash me as I try to walk through.
I followed you in, so
Oh, okay. So Pika is in the room with me. I thought I was by
kinda
myself,
watching
like
her.
pushing these buttons.
So while
Oh,
the
no,
doors
it's-
are opening and
I saw
closing,
technology in the other room, and so I told him to. I told the guy who was gonna smash it all to go grab it, and then.
Oh, okay.
It actually
Please
turned out
stop.
really well for you guys in the long run.
So I'm pushing the buttons, and I guess I'll let someone else do their things while I'm pushing the buttons. I'm guessing that takes like a sec.
I'm-
So
I'm
Are
gonna
you
yell
just
in-
continually pushing the buttons, or you just mess with them for a minute and now you stopped?
I'll continually push the buttons.
Okay, all of the doors in this hallway are just opening and closing, except for the one that Mekog destroyed.
So I'm gonna take my turn to just scream in between when the door's opening and closing.
It's like
Cecil,
it's like Ace
open
Ventura
all
during
the
Ace Ventura
doors.
Yeah, it's like Ace Ventura Pet Detective when he has like the sliding glass door that's soundproof, and he's like, oh, oh,
And I'm gonna like look behind me while he's yelling through the door, and I'm gonna like push it open, and then as he's about to step through, push it close, and I'll have this big stupid grin on my face as I'm doing it over and over.
Yelling. This Cecil.
And then I'll stop.
So the doors are open then? Is that where
Yeah,
you're stopping?
at least that door is open. I can't tell if the other doors are open or not. I'm
you
guessing. I can't tell.
Cecil, please open the other doors. I don't trust this one to kill me or not.
Does the pad have any sort of reading as to whether or not the doors are open or not?
It's probably like a
no,
light.
it's It's just 6 buttons. It kind of looks like homemade. It looks like someone slapped a keypad from somewhere else onto another hole, and they just kind of took off all the buttons except these 6.
Okay, I would
It looks like a slapdash job.
I would like to ask Alyson what doors are open or what doors are closed.
Excuse me.
Which doors are closed, Game Master?
Well, I mean, they're just opening and closing randomly.
He's saying
and it's just
all
like
of them
buttons,
open and
you'll have
close
to-
Well, I
together.
Since she
stopped.
stopped.
There,
Stop.
there are 6. Oh, you stopped? Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess your door is open, and the others are kind of randomly open and closed. We'll say that the other one that's on your side is closed, and both of the 2 across from you are
I'm gonna
actually.
okay. Then I'm whatever
See,
he.
now,
I'm gonna open those.
yeah, just open the doors. Like I
I'm
can
looking
give
at
you
the
a
bookshelf.
diagram of it
Through
if I
a
need
couple
to.
minutes of trial and error, you're
okay.
able to open
Yeah.
all the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus
Open the-
mine because it's already fucking open.
No, I especially open his.
You just hear it grinding.
That's all
I
you
walk
hear.
out into the hall and I go to the next room because I don't know. I can't read. Fuck those books.
Okay, so fuck the bookshelf. You're just gonna. So you're
Uh,
gonna go to the room that's on your side in the middle.
Yes. It's
Okay, so at
3
this
doors
point,
on
you
each
guys
side?
at this point you guys have explored the far left door, which is the wizard's lair, or
Right.
the wizard's lab. The far right door, which is the I'm calling it wizard just because it
Here,
looked
I'll
like
draw
that.
it on here.
The far right door is the lair where he was sleeping with the creepy bookshelf and the keypad.
These,
What's the red
right?
arrows? You have explored the far 2 that are just in front of the arch.
Not
The
the closed
left?
ones.
This
Oh,
one?
okay.
This one that I
So
just pinned,
this
that's the
one-
laboratory. This is where you just were with the keypad. And John, you destroyed
Why
this
did
middle
we
one on the
start
left.
on the other end?
Okay.
I thought
'Cause
we
those
were
are the
totally
open
on the other
ones.
end.
No,
So
those are the open
basically,
ones.
Kiro, remove the bottom 2 X's and put a top X on
Uh,
the top right one.
How do I remove the
The
box?
top right is where the keypad is. The top left is where the creepy jars are. The middle left is the empty room that
Empty
John
one
destroyed.
that I destroyed.
Yes. You have not explored the 2 that are closest to the little stick figure, and the one on the right in the middle is the one that you were just going to enter, Kira.
Okay.
So you're entering there?
Yes.
It's a janitorial closet. There's brooms, there's a mop
All right, I
bucket,
go to the
but
next
they're all
room.
like decrepit.
That
You're
have
gonna go to
apparently
this
never
one-
been used.
Yeah, they're trashed. It's 200 years old.
Okay.
You're on the one that's closest on the right. The
Sure.
last one on the right.
Sure.
It looks like you know, in the mall when you walk back to the bathroom and you see the security guard sitting there in a little office.
Sure.
It's kind of like that. Like it's just like a chair and a series of
Buttons?
cameras.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
Yeah, no cameras. No buttons.
Are the
just
cameras active?
Some of them.
What do I see on the cameras?
There are 4 active cameras. You see the hallway that you guys are in, the vestibule that you guys came into. One appears to show a cloud, and one looks down on the room that is still just kind of gently firing arrows that you guys left.
So someone was in here. Is there a steaming hot cup of coffee on the table? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I will say. I
looks like someone
probably
had
have never
used-
seen this before, so I'm like,
true.
what is this?
It looks like someone had
And
to
I'll
do
like
some parts
touch.
to get these
I'll like
cameras up
touch
and running
the
again.
screens, like,
Yeah.
oh, what is this?
Wait, there's mechanics in that room?
Yeah.
There's a
There's like
bank
TV
of-
monitors.
yeah,
Does
TV
anyone
monitors.
say anything? Because I'm currently in like a internal state of
Rage.
disappointment that I literally like got so excited and I literally opened I didn't even get coal for Christmas on this room. I got shit.
I'll whistle. I'll whistle for you.
Like a dog?
Sure.
Okay.
Ooh.
I don't think I really care. And
For
I'll,
you guys in general, I'll whistle.
I probably
Like-
think that maybe there's like combat about to happen, so
like,
like I
I
get
found
really excited.
something really interesting, but it's
Yeah.
really like I just found it interesting. So
Okay, so Mekog's gonna come charging because either it's machinery or someone to kill, and I think that's really awesome. So I want to come into the room.
I will slowly meander there.
So
what do you guys do in the room?
So it's basically a monitoring station.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. There's
Like a
chair,
security
and
station?
in front of the chair, there's kind of like a wall of like the monitors. There's like 12 monitors, but only 4 of them are working, and it looks like
I'm
someone had to
gently
kind of
touching
do
the
some more.
monitors, like, oh, it's
Yeah,
us.
and pretty recently, someone had to kind of work to get these 4 specifically running. Like somebody was interested in these monitors.
Okay, Steven, I want to do an understand machine because I need to understand how this works.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
that
you
beats
do
everything.
understand it. It's just it's a generic security camera setup. These monitors are connected to a camera that was in one of the rooms that.
Okay, so
You can
I
see.
don't really know computers. I think that realistically, at least as far as the game goes, like I'm more the auto mechanic style, whereas Bjorn's like the white collar computer
Okay,
person.
that makes sense.
So can I do an innate just flat int check to learn and know how to do computery shit as far as this goes?
I mean, you have a genetic understanding of technology,
Right,
so if you roll
that's
well,
what
then yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
the rule, if I succeed, it's genetically proven that I know how to do this. If I fail, then my species hasn't
Yeah, what are you
figured it
trying
out.
to do?
I want to, if it's a security system, I want to, A, know how to change cameras on the screens and, like, see other parts of the facility to try to find the stupid humies that we're trying to kill.
Doing a quick mic volume.
There are no
sorry.
there are no buttons, there are no keyboards. It's literally just 12 monitors and 4 of them are lit up.
So there's no way that I can manipulate this.
No.
Okay, then I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that there was, like, at least a keyboard or something that I could try to, like...
Nothing. Do I need to
Fuck
go
with.
over what they are showing again?
Yeah, I totally want to know
Okay.
what's fucking... If there's humans, I
left.
want to know what's on them.
Top left shows the room with all the arrows firing. Nothing has changed.
Don't care.
It's just red light, arrows firing.
Yep.
The top right is the room you guys came in. It's kind of, you can see outside a little bit. Dust and sand and stuff is kind of blown in through the door. Empty, quiet, dark room. The bottom left shows the room, the hallway that you guys are in. It appears to be looking down from like just to the left of the entrance, like up in the corner there. It just kind of shows that, like, you can see in the right doors a bit. You can't really see in the left doors. You can see the destroyed remnants of the doorway that you trashed. And the bottom right is just a cloud. But it's not like static. It looks like the camera is looking at a cloud.
Okay. So, I think I don't care about any of these, but I give a orky, toothy grin when I see the destruction of the door. That's about it for me.
Yeah.
You're muted,
Yes.
Zach.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'd like to take a look at the books that are in the second room, see if there's anything of note.
That first right room?
Yeah,
Okay, so
top.
you're going to go in and just kind of look at the books?
Well, I didn't leave the room.
Oh, yeah, okay. It feels like slimy and wrong when you even glance at them.
Can you read them? Like, is the language
No,
readable?
they're leather-bound tomes. It's a small, nondescript bookshelf, and there's probably like 4 books on each shelf, so there's like 12 books, and they're just like leather-bound, like thick, like old tomes. But every time you look at them, you feel like your skin crawling, like it's kind of slimy and gross.
I'd like to open a book.
Well, you have to try and pick one up first.
Okay, well then I'd like to try and grab a book.
Okay, that'll be, I guess that would be an int check, which would be like willpower, right?
It's basically willpower falls under int
Yeah, okay.
for this system.
Okay.
So real quick, Zach, do you have any int skills that might help you resist whatever Steven might be throwing at you? Because I actually don't know this section of
I
his-
wanted
his
one
skeleton.
thing that you didn't know, John, yeah.
My orc doesn't give a shit about books, so like he's totally okay with this section.
So
Do you have like any mental resistance?
I have
or-
lying and deception.
No. That's a flat int then, unless you want to
Okay.
spend an edge.
Nope, we're just flat doing it.
Okay.
You're just trying to pick it up and look in there?
Yep.
That beats a 5. That's pretty solid.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at your 13. That's a fail. Yeah, it was a 5, so you're good. You pick it up, and the book almost feels alive in your hand. It's a big, thick tome. Are you just trying to pick it up? Are you trying to open it? What are you doing?
I'd
So
like to
are
open
we
it.
talking like old, like Gregorian, like Bible type book? Like we're talking like a tome? You know,
It's
like,
a tome, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in 40K, pretty much all books would look like this.
I
So
know,
it doesn't look particularly strange from what you've seen, but it feels wrong. You pick it up, and your skin kind of crawls where you come into contact with it, and it feels heavier than it should be for its size.
Well, I want to open the book.
You want to open it? Okay.
The dog says it's a really bad idea.
I know. I was getting that vibe too.
So, John, how does that corruption mechanism you built work?
Okay, so basically, if he does something that he unknowingly runs into, he has to roll an intellect check to resist the corruption.
And is there a specific difficulty for this, or it depends on
the power level of, or it's the level of the tome. So
okay, so it's going to be
that's
another
a 5.
It's another 5.
I mean, it might be another 5. I was going to say, depending on how you manipulate it. So basically, you got to beat a level 5.
Guys, wait 1 second. Milo, come here. We got a puppy.
Puppies!
What? You have a third dog now?
Giant orc just turned
Bro,
into
come
a
here.
school.
I'm still camera shy.
Come here, bro.
Puppers?
Oh
my god.
Steven, I am totally having beer at your place at some point.
Okay, you can go back down now, buddy.
It's so cute. So you have 3 dogs now?
Yeah, we
Can't
have
hear
3 now, but I used to have 8, so that's not so bad.
I counted 7.
Okay,
Aw.
so corruption
So
mechanism.
cute.
Okay, so
Zach,
basically, it's a difficulty 5 in check.
Oh, my cat's
So
fine.
here we go again.
Do you want to
do
spend?
you want to do any effort or edge
Yeah.
or
Do you want to
anything, or
spend
you just
effort to
gonna risk
resist this shit?
I guess I better.
So you have? Do you have any edge in it?
Nope. Only
Okay.
edges and might for some
Okay,
reason.
so that's 3 minus to your pool, and then you hit the int roll since you don't have anything to resist.
Might seems odd, but darn it.
Nope.
All right, roll a 1d4.
So now just do a /1d4.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay,
2.
you are 2 corrupted. Did you explain to them how this works?
Okay,
Um,
so this is a unique mechanic
you're okay,
that I
basically.
actually built for the system. So in the Cypher system rulebook, they have lots of things for like if you're dealing with a scary story or a mystery story or a Cthulhu story, but they don't have anything for a Warhammer 40k that specifically deals with like the concept of corruption. So the way that corruption works is that this is a anytime you deal with the corruption of the warp, particularly, it deeply affects the morality of your character. And in this
I'm
situation,
going to mute myself.
yeah, that's fine. It deeply affects the morality of the character, basically almost to a spiritual level. So in the case of this, because you got this in your notes section, Zach, you would basically put like corruption, and then put like corruption equals 2. And what this does is you get more powerful for the more corruption that you have. It actually gives you bonuses when you reach certain amounts of corruption. However, if you deal with people that are within the Imperium that are against the corruption, particularly like Nate would be really pissed off if you had a lot of corruption. Or if you dealt with a Space Marine, for example. If they could feel and understand the corruption that you have, you can reach levels where they just instantly want to kill you. And this
Goody.
and this basically is the way that we dealt with where, like, for example, Kiro's character, where in the Warhammer 40k universe, she'd probably be insta-killed. But that's not really fair to her character, or it basically puts this artificial, like, restriction on character building that we couldn't really have. So I built this system to kind of innately create a system like this. So actually a lot of the things that Kiro might do later on can create corruption for her. In this case, you obviously picked up some tome that is, again,
Of the
that is royally fucked up and corrupted by the chaos of the warp. And by just basically your initial like looking at it was almost enough to do it, but you opening it did it. And so now impacted upon your soul is this feeling of corruption. So right now you're actually okay. If you have more than 4, that's where we're actually going to revisit this topic, and we're going to talk about how that actually like innately, as far as choices that your character should make and what happens when you deal with other characters, this affects you. I specifically made it so that even if you rolled 4, you're still okay. But right now, you're a little fucked up. This psychically, like, hurt you.
And if you keep
Okay.
trying to read the book, it might get worse.
Yeah, if you like this basically hurts. Like you instantly now have like a migraine, and like you feel like you need to take like 9 showers.
Okay.
So basically the way
so
you
I have
know
to describe what he sees. Yeah.
right. So before you do that, so basically so you know, in case your character is concerned about this, you can tell Steven, and this is a conversation between you and Steven, that you want to purge the corruption that you have. And basically between Steven and you create a side quest that's personal to you, that you basically prove that you are a loyal subject of the Emperor. And when you accomplish that, you basically get to roll a 1d4 and remove 1d4's worth of corruption from you. So in the case of like Nate, in some situations, maybe just innately you have a brush with corruption, and the way you basically want to remove that for your character is basically you choose a way to prove your faith.
Okay.
Just so you guys know.
So back to description. Explain what happens when he opens it. Right.
Do it.
And check your text, Sean. So you open this book, and you open it kind of like midway through, and it's like this. It's not. It almost doesn't look like a language. Like you obviously don't understand it, but it doesn't seem to be anything that's connected to any sense of order. The text is kind of like cryptic, and it almost looks like it's flowing across the page, but you don't understand a word of it. It just feels wrong to you.
So it literally it like slithers like it looks like it slithers like a snake. It feels like it's slithering like a snake.
To you, it looks like the text is kind of flowing on this page, like it's altering before your eyes.
I would like to stand out in the hallway and inform people of the book.
Is it still open? Like, are they going to see it when they walk up? That's.
Yeah, I'm just leaving it open. Like, I opened it, so I'm assuming I'm holding it and walking out into the hallway.
Okay, Steven, I think this would be a really good point just to innately tell them, because Zach specifically is a rogue trader, so he probably understands heresy and because like it's his job to purge shit like this.
Okay, oh yeah, that's good. I'll give you guys background about the universe.
So like him specifically should know this, and him
also
and Nate
big time.
would know this. Kiro and I would not give a shit or know.
Yeah. So as an orc, you don't really care because the only thing you care about the warp is Gork and Mork.
Yeah.
Kiro, you would have known this in your past life before you lost your memory. Rogue traders are informed of this.
You're going super robot for me.
Oh, that's weird. Am I still bad?
No, you're good.
You're good now.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like
The Imperial Creed, the Imperial Truth, the God Emperor of mankind back on Earth, he is God. He controls the Imperium. He is the reason you guys are all around. He is the reason that you can have space travel. He has adversaries, which are the 4 Chaos Gods. Do you guys know anything about this?
I described a little bit of it, but assume that
Okay, I'll speed run through it. So you guys know, you don't know that much about it because even rogue traders, like, they know it exists, but they're not, like, informed of it. Nate, when you're a full-fledged battle sister, you would know a lot about it, but at this point, you kind of know the basics. There's the Khorne, who is the Khorne-E. He's the martial god. He's all about, I want blood and death and fuck shit up.
Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
Yeah. There's Tzeni, Tzee, and Tch, Tzeentch. And he's the wisdom god. No, that's Slanesh is the girl.
Oh, Slanesh is the girl, that's right.
Yeah. Tzeentch is just like big time plan and scheme and like think ahead. A lot of sorcerers are Tzeentchian. Then there's Slanesh, who's just about pleasure and pain, and I want to fuck everything and
think super hot succubus,
pretty and perfect, and yeah, it's twisted. I'm gonna not do a whole lot of Slanesh stuff because it weirds me out. And then there's Nurgle, who is like, they call him Papa Nurgle because he is nice and kindly, but he's all about like plague. Like he wants everybody to be infected with his diseases, and so these are the Chaos Gods. They're the big bad guys. You don't like, if it's not like you can be an atheist or you can be a Buddhist. If you're not right along the Imperial Creed, they'll fucking immediately burn you alive. So you pick this book up, it feels wrong. You know it's warp related, and if you continue to bring this around, you're kind of like, it's a big deal to you guys, especially Nate's character.
Yeah, basically, like, Zach, for your character, you at least understand that literally what you're carrying is like a weapon of mass destruction on a spiritual scale.
Yeah, and the warp is tricky. Like, just reading this book could summon a demon and destroy all your souls.
And you have felt it. Like, literally, like, when you opened it and you read it, you understand that you actually got out lucky, is kind of how you should feel as a character. So, innately, because you kind of have, like, this contract with the Imperium, your innate response as a character should be, no one else should see this, for they might fall to the corruption. I shall burn everything in this room and never speak of it again. Is kind of how you
as a rogue trader, you're not as extreme as most Imperial citizens. Like, you're willing to talk to aliens and stuff, but the warp is a pretty big no-no to basically everybody in the Imperium.
Yeah. Where, like, Nate's character would almost go as far as, who saw it? I now have to kill you too for the sheer sake of preventing you from corrupting other people because you saw it.
Yeah, the Inquisition...
Which is way super hardcore, which isn't for really this campaign, because that's kind of bullshit. But that's how
in most
the
40K
goes.
If Imperial Guard soldiers fight actual demons, at the end of the battle, the Inquisition will just kill them all. Whether it's 100,000, 10,000, whatever. So it's a big deal.
Because humanity is basically in the multi-hundred sextillion number, so human beings are expendable.
Yeah, a low estimate for the Imperium is that they have 1 million planets that have tens of billions of people on them.
Can I go to the next room?
Get away from the
Can
terrifying
I go to the
book.
next? Can I go to the next room, please?
The next room is completely empty.
Can I go into sneak mode and go down to the large arch?
So we're all happy with this room?
Yeah, just be clear, Zach, what do you do with these books? Because that's actually really kind of important before we move on.
Well, I guess I don't know, what would I do with these books?
Burn them.
Put it in your pocket.
I mean, it really depends on how sleazy you want to be with this, but, like, ultimately, you probably would burn these. You would pull out your Zippo lighter, because there's totally those in the Warhammer 40k universe. Zippos are forever, and you would light these bitches on fire.
Okay, why not?
So you just try and burn all the bookshelf down?
Yeah, the whole bookshelf.
Okay.
I think that's what his character would do.
Turn it down, please. It's an oily black smoke. Like, they kind of catch almost like flesh, and they burn slowly, and they burn like organically, but they burn. They're all gone.
It's a difficult burn.
Yeah, it was slow.
Awesome. Okay, so we move on.
Yeah, nothing else in this little hallway section.
Okay. Then I guess that just leaves the archway then, right?
Yeah, Kitara, right? I got that right? Kitara gets the archway first because she's bored.
Are you just crossing through? Do you want to try and see what's in the side? What?
I think she said that she wants to look through. She wants
a
sneak check.
That's it. Oh, you want a sneak check first? So I guess go ahead and do that. You didn't. There's nobody looking at you. You're good.
Shit out of that.
Well, I'm trying to be sneaky down the hall, so.
I see. Okay, so you're up at the cusp of the arch now, and you want to look through.
Sure.
Okay, speed test. Oh, wait. What did I say the difficulty was before? I remember. Okay, so what did you get? Oh yeah,
9.
no, you hit it. 3. Yeah, you don't beat it. Yeah, you get the same feeling that what's your Cecil had when you looked through it before, but it's even darker because you don't have it almost looks like there's like a film over the arch. Like, you can't see a damn thing through it really. It's just vague shadows.
So, like, literally, just because I'm trying to understand it, like we have this arch, and she's like at a corner of it, and she's kind of like trying to peek through, but literally it's like almost
it feels like
a
you're looking
Cialis
through
commercial or whatever that one commercial is, where they like peel away the like film.
You don't see like a film or anything, but it seems like it's actually darker than it is. Like, it doesn't look that dark in the room, but you just can't make out any details.
If I stick my spear in there, does it like go through into a shadow wall kind of thing, or is
Nothing
it
happens.
like
You can see your spear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be sneaky into the hallway then.
And well, no, this opens out into a large room.
The archway?
So you're stepping, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll kind of I'll step through and I'll kind of go along the wall.
So
like,
are you
be sneaky?
Okay, so she's going all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steven, are we
I'm going into the room, but I'm still
I think
against
you guys
the
are all
wall.
up at the arch, and she's trying to.
Okay, my orc doesn't.
I-
I'm gonna say my orc's on the other side of the arch, and my orc doesn't give a fuck, and he just walks in.
Okay.
Well, I'm still being
walks out.
sneaky.
That's fine. He walks out into this room, and to his right, near this large room, you see Jean-Luc and his men. They're just standing there waiting for you guys. They look none the worse for wear. They look like they just kind of sauntered down here and they've been waiting a while.
Kind of like we do, except for that I'm slightly
And
more tired.
Kira got
than
an arrow on
most.
his shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, and Kiro still has a shaft.
It's
Can
been
anybody
patched up.
see
It's
me?
been patched up by now. What'd you get? You get a 15. No, I guess they haven't noticed you there yet. You're not like invisible, but they're so distracted by the
giant orc that
yard,
walked through the hole.
Well, I'm gonna be slinky anyway, like just
Okay.
in the
that's fine. So
shadows,
you're just
kinda
kinda
like,
hanging out, like back near
kind
the
of like
arch.
flowers melting into
Okay.
the shadows.
You notice that as soon as you move through this arch, the darkness disappears. It's just a normal large room. So you are kind of hiding. Mekog is up near Jean-Luc and his men, and what are Cecil and Alyson doing?
Walking through.
All right, John,
So-
you think this is a good time for a break, or should I describe the room?
No, describe the room and then break.
Okay, so this is the biggest room you've been in yet. It's what did we decide? Like 100 feet by 100 feet. It's a big square, basically,
Unfortunately,
John.
I'm set up as a player, so you could actually count the squares, multiply it by 5, and that's the number of feet in it.
Okay, so well, it's a big room. When we get in there, if you guys are really curious, you can count them.
It's
Yeah.
probably like a 65 by 65 or a 75 by 75, just guessing.
It's a decent sized room.
This
so,
is a huge room, realistically.
You
This
guys,
is like a center area of a park, if that gives any indication.
yeah, it's a pretty big room, and it's tall. The ceiling is like 20 feet up. So you guys are standing there, and off to your right, you see Jean-Luc and his men kind of just waiting for you, and they're near the entrance to the room like you are. And it's him, and it's 7 of his men. One of them is Worf. And past him into the room, you see a lot of blood scattered, like past like 20 feet. There's pools of blood. There's blood splashed on the walls. There's just it's a carnage, and there is 4 large stone pillars at each corner of like a Mayan pyramid almost. It's stepped up, and at the apex of the pyramid on the last. I'm busy. Sorry.
Sorry.
I told you there's a million people in my house. Kind of killed the moment. At the apex of the pyramid, there is a glowing, swirling. It almost looks like a gas giant orb. It's purple with like clouds, and it's hovering off the ground, and it's probably like 3 feet by 3 foot sphere, just kind of slowly spinning. And on the step below that, there are more of what look like Jean-Luc's tribesmen that appear to be like almost worshiping this orb.
So barbarian type people.
Yeah, like not quite, like they're wearing tattered clothing and they have like clubs and short swords, and yeah, pretty feral looking.
Is there anything to discern the difference between them? Like
They look almost identical to Jean-Luc's tribesmen. Yeah,
just because they're all wearing leather and
just crappy clothes and
shitty
gloves. Yeah,
clothes.
the only people in this room that have a differentiation are Jean-Luc, who's wearing slightly nicer clothes and he's got his big ass pistol, and Worf, his second, who has a real nice sword, and you know, like he's mostly covered. Like he's not really wearing armor, but like he's actually got clothing on.
So they're not wearing like football jerseys to decide the teams or anything, Steven?
Nope, I'm sorry.
God damn
It's
it.
just a bunch of
My
people.
orc's gonna have a blood day.
Yep. So his men are standing,
like a
and they're not
birthday,
even
but
looking
better.
at the orb. Jean-Luc and his men are looking at you guys, and the orb is up on the plinth, just kind of slowly rotating while everybody. Whereas you don't hear chanting or anything, they just kind of appear like they're like laid out before it.